That was a Thursday and I got yelled at.
Yeah. Seabart's getting yelled at right now. He just had to drop out. Son,
The mom and
what
dad.
are you doing? Yeah. I'm such an asshole.
Yeah, no, the levels thing was the only thing that was like a little bit tricky for the movie night thing. Was like trying to figure out how
Is that a Discord setting, or
It is.
was that, or is that movie just a little bit quiet? Because was it?
Oh no, you guys.
As bad during Dolls.
Yeah, no, the I think we reached a crescendo of booziness, and we hit that magic time when people started talking louder and louder and louder and louder. So yeah, the levels I'd set in Discord like down a little bit just to so I could hear the movie over you guys. But then I think you just hit that happy point where it's like,
is that something that everyone should probably adjust individually, I suppose, for themselves, like what they prefer. Right,
you can, yeah. Each user can.
Andrew, though,
but we only have control over everyone's.
You can control
voice,
your
right?
own, for your own for everyone else. But my thing was, I didn't want to interrupt the movie. I basically would have to like stop the movie and be like, all right, you guys are being too loud, and I have to adjust you guys down in Discord and then restart the movie.
Right.
So I didn't want to do all that and then fuck up the rhythm.
So we should actually fuck with that for like 15 minutes until we're all at a happy place.
Yeah,
like,
basically everyone's screaming to the mic.
Yeah, for like, and 5 minutes of like movie audio or something like that, until we all are at where we want to be, I guess.
Yeah, because my problem was I turned down my own audio like for my headset, but that was the whole system audio, which then turned down the movie for everyone else.
Yeah.
So that it didn't work. Anyway, movie night, the new movie night experiment's going interesting well, and we're live.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, we're live.
Welcome to the Ratchet episode.
Yeah.
It's okay. I've got a Ratchet set, guys.
I forgot about that.
That's right.
That was the only thing I had. I just kept, every time it popped on the screen, it's like, oh, Ratchets.
I love that later in the movie it actually has a reason for it. Though, because he has to escape out of the car. We're talking about
that was the biggest payoff ever of any movie.
I love that at the end of the movie, Gabriella goes, "Where are the dolls going to come in?" You know.
Because we were watching
that was so funny.
She came at the end instead of Blob. Yeah.
So everybody on Thursday,
the Blob ate them.
Yeah. So
they didn't survive. Sorry.
We did a double feature for movie night on Thursday.
Because Dolls is like 77 minutes. It was short. So we're like, now what?
Short. Yeah. Really short. So yeah, we did Dolls and the Blob, the 1988 version of the Blob with Shawnee Smith and what's his name? Dylan. It's Matt Dillon's brother. What's his name? He's from Entourage. I can't remember his first name. Yeah. Kevin Dillon?
Brother Dylan.
His brother Dylan. Yeah.
I'll just call him brother.
If you haven't seen the Blob, it's a good time. It's an updated version of the 55 or whatever version with James Dean. I think is in it. Is it James Dean? I think it's James Dean.
Yeah. Well, let's go with that.
Yeah, go with that. Yeah, why not?
Prove him wrong.
No, that's not James Dean. It's Steve. Steve
1958.
McQueen, maybe.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's Steve McQueen.
Steve McQueen. That's it.
Yes, it is. Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, ding, ding. I can't be too loud. I got my wife sleeping right up there. Right up there.
So if we hear like thud, 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 it's shut up.
Yeah.
I even put the TV on. Check this out. I got the TV with all of us.
Oh, nice.
Wow, that's scary. That's like when Gak had it on, like on his big whatever 60-inch TV. I'm like, do you really want us blown up that big?
Yeah, it doesn't work though, because like I look at the TV, I look like I'm looking up in the air. Like,
right,
I'm looking at birds. Yeah, so I'd rather do this and just.
Didn't Seabart do that funny thing too, like where he put us on the TV at the bar?
At the bar, yeah. That was years ago. Remember? Yeah, because he's like
that was just the YouTube feed.
Okay.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
I still have her phone number there, Jim, if you want it.
Sounds like a winner to
Jenny.
me. Yeah, what?
Not really.
LaQuisha, yeah.
Missing Gak too. No, but that movie night was fun though. So I do apologize for being too loud and obnoxious.
Oh, you and me both.
I was having a really good time, and I think it was just. And poor Andrew, he couldn't adjust his volume.
And then like
the movie's
and then
running.
like it was like 10 minutes before the movie is over. I'm like, hey, turn on subtitles. Like right at the end of the movie. Oh, here's an idea.
Well, I don't like to do that because I know that like not everyone likes that. And I always put subtitles. You guys know.
I've kind of gotten used to it. Now that we have we watch a lot of TV in this room, we turn on subtitles for everything because people make stuff in the kitchen over here, and it's so noisy. It's like, what? I can't hear what he said. So it's nice to have them on so I can just glance and know what's going on, you know, instead of having to rewind all the time. I can get angry at that person for turning on the ice machine.
Just to make a drink. Yeah, just
to make a drink on the refrigerator. That thing is so loud. What'd he say? I don't know. Rewind it. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Cool. Yeah. If you guys are cool with subtitles, then I'll have the subtitle train.
I would say as a first resort, let's see if we can work on our levels.
Yeah, well,
but as a second resort, that's a good solution. I mean, it kind of depends on the movie, honestly. Like something like the Blob, that's cool. I have trouble not reading ahead, so I've read it before they've said it, and
me too, and it takes away a little bit.
Oh, it totally does. So that's that. But something like the Blob, where it's like you have long gaps kind of between. They're not talking that much, and it doesn't really matter what they're saying. And that it'd be fun to actually have what I like about subtitles is when they talk about like moans or it gives the whole like eerie music plays.
Oh yeah, melancholy music plays.
Yeah,
that's always a blast.
But
if it's a movie that's like very suspenseful, then I have trouble with it. But then again, I'd also be annoyed as fuck if everybody was being really loud and like The Thing, like that would not be cool.
Right,
that was a good movie to be quiet.
Yeah, that's a good almost a silent movie kind of thing. You could almost turn that watch that with this volume off with just like suspenseful music going in the background and enjoy the movie for what it is. Yeah What is the
it'd be funny actually to have subtitles on for what was that movie? Was it Bird Box? Where there was that movie that was like quiet, like The Quiet Place.
Oh yeah,
that would be hysterical. Would it just be like, would it say silence
and crickets?
Right?
It did because we had it on. It's a you can slightly hear weird noises in the back or something.
Okay.
Have you ever watched a movie with subtitles and what they're saying is not matching what the subtitles is? Like it's way different, and you're like, what? And it's happening like throughout the whole movie. You guys ever had that?
I definitely have seen subtitles where they fuck up the lines bad.
Yeah,
it's like, wait a minute, that's not the line.
So my wife
like the wrong words in.
We were
Can't
watching.
see the line, can you, Russ?
A couple weeks ago, we were watching that old Dudley Moore movie, Arthur. Yeah, Arthur.
Yes.
We were rewatching that one. So that one we had the subtitles on, and I can't believe the changes. Now they're not changes like they made a mistake. They're changes like anytime they would swear or say something controversial or slightly like too racy, it was altered. So it was almost like a G version, like a television version.
Butthole.
It was like the Blockbuster subtitles on the regular.
Oh yeah, it was so weird. So like, there's this, like he'll say, "Oh, you're such a shit," and the subtitle will be, "Oh, you're so silly."
Wait, what?
I'm not kidding.
No,
watch that movie with the
such
subtitles.
A poopy face
because it's on Amazon Prime, and I couldn't believe there's even a fuck in the movie, and that's even changed to. Oh damn, or something like that. It's so weird. Why would they do that? Why would unless they're taking the TV version for the translation? I don't know.
It could be that the subtitles came from the wrong version of the movie.
It felt like the TV version. It felt like the TV version because everything that was slightly
that makes sense. Smart.
Yeah, it does actually.
Yeah, you're smart, Andrew. Wow.
I mean, that's what because it's all the way through the whole movie. I was just like, that is so odd. Whole thing.
Yeah, I've seen
Not like
definitely ones where it's like they get like lines wrong, where it's like
yes, I've seen that too.
Yeah,
where it's just totally different sometimes. Yeah, but that's not like all the way through the whole thing though. Usually it's just maybe one or two places or something.
Yeah, it's like clearly like someone when they were transcribing it like just got it wrong or something like that. Or there's some sort of autocorrect in there,
There's misspelled words too, or
misspelled
the
words
letters are wrong, or something like that. You're like, my wife and I'll look at each other. Did you catch that spelling error?
Yeah.
See, Bart.
Oh.
That's why he's not here to defend himself.
He's here. He's just audio.
Yeah.
I'm just a voice.
Clint?
I'm just a
like
voice in
repeating
your
on air.
head. I am not actually here. You are hearing this all in your head, Jim. As soon as I'm done picking the solid out of my teeth.
So Seabart has Grammarly now, right?
God?
Hey, I managed to write a whole letter to my boss, but for some reason, autocorrect kept spelling things duck.
I'm gonna get that.
Boom, boom.
I'll get it now.
Mock. Oh
Took
wait.
me I'm a little slow today. So I have 2 items for arcade news. If you guys want to hear a couple
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
funny little things.
I have one.
So, in North Carolina, an arcade owner over there, it's called the Lucky Ducks, just got arrested and his whole arcade shut down because in the back room he was running a gambling casino back there with the slot machines and all this other stuff. I thought that was so funny.
What a dumb reason to get.
So, yeah, and you know what's the kicker is that he even got a warning from the police that like the sheriff that went in there and discovered it, and he, as a favor, as a nice guy, he goes, "Hey, you can't do that. You can't."
Wow,
be running
that's
a
doubly
casino
stupid now.
in
What
the
an
back
idiot.
of your place. Yeah, he goes, "You better shut down, or you're going to face the consequences." And he goes, he just
He got
did
a
it.
free pass, and then he just fuck it.
And what's
What an
funny
idiot.
too is that since it's North Carolina, it's like that's why it's like it's open too, because they don't care about COVID-19 and shit. They just do whatever the fuck they want, dummies. So yeah, people are in there gambling in the back room, and they just got raided. They had to take it, and the place only had like $4,000 in it, but that was just for the day. But I thought that was kind of a funny story because it's arcade related, because it's an arcade.
That boy's about as sharp as a bowling ball.
What a dummy.
Yeah.
That's how he gets through COVID-19, is through gambling, I guess. So, I don't
An
know.
excuse is I just want to keep the arcade open.
Yeah.
I'm
It's all
sorry
for
if
the
Dave from
good of the
Buffalo.
games.
Yeah, I'm sorry if Dave from Buffalo was
That's
thinking
kind of what he said too. Just trying to make ends meet, but you know, their reasoning is like not only it's illegal, but it also it spawns like crime shit happening. You know, like
Yeah, it's classic money
people
laundering.
like somebody not laundering or somebody coming in there with a gun and
Right.
robbing
It's
the
cash
place.
business, right?
Yeah, it's cash.
Totally.
Yeah, cash business. So that was that one. And the other news thing I have that I thought was kind of interesting was due to COVID-19, the arcade 1-ups that Andrew has all of them of.
All these are one-ups.
All those are 1-ups behind you. Their sales have skyrocketed since COVID-19, if you can believe that. Because everybody's at home and they're like seeing it on TV. You know, they're surfing the web more or surfing, YouTube. Like they see it and they go, "Oh wow, I could get an arcade machine." So they'll look up like Ninja Turtles and they'll see that. I've even seen videos of this. Ninja Turtles is like $4,000 for an arcade stand-up, but they can go get the $450 one for 1-up. They don't know that it's the quality difference and stuff, and maybe they don't care. But anyway.
Well, no, apparently. So did you guys see the thread? I'm sorry, I don't know if maybe you're.
No, go ahead, because I have a little more to that. But go ahead.
Well, so there's a thread on Clav that was the guy talking about like, oh, here it comes, the flood of the arcade 1-ups, and it's like, what are you talking about? This shit's been going on basically since they hit the shelves. There's been a flood of this shit hitting Craigslist and
there's a
the
shit
secondary
ton
market.
of it, and that sucks because it messes up our searches.
It does, yeah. It's easy enough to ignore them or delete them, but like, some guy on Clav was saying, and I'm sorry, I don't know who it was, but like, they were saying that like, apparently like the Facebook groups for arcade 1-ups are like, fuck those arcade machines. Those things are piles of shit. They're so hard to fucking work on and blah, blah, blah. Like, so apparently like they're giving.
That's the next gen. That's the next
shit.
generation.
Yeah. So it's like, cool. Hate on these things
all you want, please.
All day long.
Fucking stay away from them. Yep. You're right.
Bring the prices down.
They are
please.
unmaintainable. They're just prone to breakage. They're super expensive.
Yeah.
And
They're so heavy too.
So heavy and take up so much space. So hate on these things.
Only one
you
game
love.
too.
Stick with those arcade 1-ups. That's clearly
your
bag there. Go for it, dude.
I'm gonna turn a 1-up into a main machine.
Sell it for $4,000, Muck.
Some kind of Inception thing there.
So get this, because of COVID-19 and the booming sales of arcade 1-up, they have reached just a few days ago 1 million in unit sales, individual unit sales, 1 million.
Wow.
Which is pretty huge. And so times what, 1 million times $500 or $150 or whatever you want to choose, you can kind of guesstimate what kind of monies they're making. So,
Good. I mean, again, good on them.
Good,
I mean,
good for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
They do have some cool things on the horizon. When I showed you the earlier talking about those giant arcade sticks that were like in the movie Joysticks.
Joysticks, yeah.
Some fun novelty shit that they're making. And the video pinball looks interesting, But yeah, so I thought that was kind of interesting that people that are staying home for COVID are diving into this hobby a little bit, with and I do wonder, we talked about this before too. I wonder what people do make the leap the other way though, that go, one up starts their thing with like, oh, I want to get a real arcade machine,
Yeah,
So.
this doesn't play like I remembered it.
Right.
Yeah.
These controls are kind of weird, and
or if they've been playing their 1-ups and then they play on a real cabinet and they're like, oh,
Jesus.
Yeah.
This is how it's supposed to play.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 4 of my friends can actually sit around this thing and play Turtles at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
buying 1-ups now here?
Yeah.
Everybody. Yeah, we're doing the big
No.
trade-in right now, Gino.
Yeah.
Did you hear the first part, Gino?
I knew it was the thing to do.
Gino, turn your mic up.
Again?
Little boost.
Yeah, you're quiet.
Oh, dang it.
Just a little.
Yeah, just slide that
Back out.
that level up, that volume slider, recording level.
Turn it to mock level.
Turn it to
That's
the
awesome.
blob level.
Yeah, turn it to the drunk level.
Oh my God.
I like the wordplay.
Instead of a
with the mock
checkbox that
level, too.
says
That's awesome.
boost volume, it just says drunk level. Then you check
Oh
the box.
God. I was so hammered by the time we got to about halfway through the blob. I was so smashed.
Well, it was funny because I wasn't even gonna drink, and I'm
you
like,
scared
oh
him
shit,
off.
no, you'll be back.
I was drinking IPAs too that weren't
Yeah.
sessionable.
I was drinking vodka.
Unsessionable drinks.
I don't even remember what I was drinking, but I was drinking something.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Uh.
I bet. Well, I'm glad we don't actually record that stuff, but I'd be tempted to see like where that peak was. I want to say it was about 40% into the blob when we fucking nailed, like just
Fair
went off
bet.
the edge.
It was right around halfway. Yeah.
Well, and they were both really fun movies. I mean, that's just it. They were just awesomely fun. It wasn't the kind of engaging like The Thing. I mean, just not to keep
Right.
going
Dolls
back
was
to that, but
actually
it's like
better than I remembered it, which was crazy because I thought it was good back then, but it wasn't. There was a lot more stop motion than I remembered, and I fucking love that.
mhm. Yeah, those dolls were the bloodshot eyes. Oh my god, it was
They're so mean looking. And
They are,
I love
so
how mean the
awesome.
parents are, so they get their just rewards at the
Oh
end.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love that-
I mean,
It was yeah. I kind of like. Sometimes it's nice to have one-dimensional characters like
yeah,
that.
that's pretty wonderful. I love
Yeah.
the dolls in there like messing with the lady, they're like sawing on her ankles and stuff.
They had a fucking bone saw.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Nasty.
yeah. Well, in the first scene when she shows up and she looks like Cruella DeVille, you're like, okay, we know
Yeah.
we know who this character is.
Right
Yeah.
away. I like the dad about ready to hit the girl, like you. And the
Yeah.
girl like
Yeah.
cringes, like,
Yeah.
don't leave a mark on her. You're not gonna get
Yeah,
your,
it's a fun
your
movie. I almost feel
settlement.
like you need to watch some of the Puppet Master movies now because that's like the precursor to those. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's a fun movie. That was a fun
Yeah.
one. And then then the Blob. Like I walked away to get a drink. I came back. Oh, goody, the Blob.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
it's a
Decided to
great
do a
double
double
feature.
feature. Yeah.
That was a good one. Yeah, 2 short movies like that. Yeah.
so we gotta decide what we want to do for this coming up Thursday.
We have some good ideas. So we were talking about doing. I would say closer to Christmas, we should do the Gremlins double feature.
Yes, for
Do
sure.
that one. We'll do that near
Um,
Christmas. It'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Die
and I like
Hard.
the idea of Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness would be
Oh,
fun.
yeah. Does Carrie
And,
like
and those are fairly short movies. Army of Darkness is really short. I don't know what
that's
the running
short.
time is.
hour and a half? Both of them are hour.
Maybe
and
an hour and a
I
half.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
That was
both.
that same era of
I think that's a
80
good
minute
double
movies.
feature. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can do
But I
Evil
like-
Dead
I like-
2 and Army of
Okay.
Darkness. I'm good for
Yeah.
that. That's fun. And maybe Gak can join us on that one if he's not gambling.
I vote at some point. I kind of like this whole like sci-fi horror theme we kind of got going. I gotta say, at some point, I vote for
Musicals.
a musical, a Nightmare on Elm Street the musical.
Cats.
Oh my
Robert
God, that'd be
Englund's got a
awesome.
great
Watch
singing voice.
Cats. Yeah.
I would.
We might have to watch
Nightmare on Elm
Cats
Street
just
the
to laugh.
musical. I would. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Well, Carrie hasn't seen Newsies, so we're no.
I've seen Newsies. I saw it in the theater. My parents took me to it. Ugh. I go, what do you want to go see, Mom? It's like, it's your time to pick.
I had to
Newsies.
in
I'm like, no.
was it 7th or 8th grade choir? We had to sing "Seize the Day" from that movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a young Christian Bale in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
He's like 16, 17 or
There's
something.
there's a lot of names in there. David Moscow from Big, who played the little boy, the younger version of Tom Hanks,
and
his younger self.
Those are fun.
Aaron Lohr, who is one of the kids in the Mighty Ducks movies. What's his name? Luke Edwards, who was the main character. The wizard in The Wizard from the 89
Just watch
movie.
that again. Yeah.
Did ya? Yeah.
The Wizard?
The fully funded Nintendo commercial.
Yeah, the 2-hour Nintendo.
Every kid saw that because they just wanted to see Mario.
See, I missed the age group for that, so because I was too old for it, so I skipped that movie.
So did I. Yeah, it's kind of like was it the Monster Squad? Same thing there. Where it's
Same
like,
thing.
I skipped that one, but yeah, Wizard. Yeah, I finally saw that one. It's like, wow.
God,
I know we could do double feature. We'll do Ralph Baci's Wizards, and then we'll do The Wizard.
Oh wow!
Or we could do Child.
Ralph
I have
Bakshi.
all the Child.
Yeah.
I have all the Child's Play movies. Oh, that would be kind of fun. Watch the original Child's Play and then the remake back to back.
Oh,
that came out just a few years. Me and Carrie, did we see that together? The Child's Play, the updated Child's Play. It was like 2 or 3 years. We saw it in the theater, right?
The Aubrey Plaza one.
Oh, interesting.
And it was actually decent. It was completely different. Like as far as like the story went.
We did.
And I appreciated it. Like it wasn't a complete ripoff. It wasn't like what the Nightmare on Elm Street remake was trying to do or anything. It was they took it to a whole different like place. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I definitely haven't seen that remake.
Okay.
And I think I haven't seen the original Child's Play all the way through.
That would be kind of fun to watch because then we could compare and contrast. Like, and that would give us some topics.
So I didn't like any of the other Child's Plays. I just liked the first one a lot.
Okay. All right. I
don't mind. I
vote that as a
remake,
double feature.
Though. Yeah, I don't mind.
I vote that as the original and then the remake.
That one of them was kind of fun though. They had that because they got kind of silly.
Child's Play 2 was actually really a really good sequel where they took it like up to the next level as far as the gore and stuff went. And the big factory scene at the end was nuts. But yeah, and then they took it into was it Ronnie Wu or whatever who did Bride of Chucky?
Yeah, it just got really weird. And then they had a baby that was like a transgender baby or something.
That was
weird.
A fucked up movie. Seed of Chucky. Then they're like
Katherine Heigl's in it, and so's what's his name? John Ritter, and he gets all the nails in the face.
Oh.
Bride of Chucky, was that the first movie ever? No. Yeah, it might have been. Did I sneak into that? What year did Bride of Chucky come out? No, it wasn't the first movie I snuck into. I think was Varsity Blues because I wanted to see boobs because I knew there were boobs in there. Tan. That's the
X-rated or the NC-17 version. Varsity Blues.
You know, I never recall ever seeing an X or an NC-17 movie in the theater. Like as far as like just being at the theater. Like I don't think any of our local theaters had like played any of that stuff.
You're in Minnesota.
It's a nice place.
Yeah, was Varsity Blues the one that had the commercials where the guys, the football players would lay on the freeway and to show how badass they are, and then kids really did that and they got run over and had to take it out of the movie.
Yeah, I recall that.
So one of those where the scene in the trailer never appeared in the actual cut.
Yeah, they cut it because kids were doing it. They saw it in the trailer, like, oh, that's badass, and they laid between the
like laying on like the white dotted lines.
Yeah, the dotted line. Yeah, they laid across it like a line of them. Line it back. You know,
that would be actually be a fun top 10 video to do of trailers that appeared better. or trailers that contained better scenes than the actual theatrical cut, because that happened so fucking awesome. Often there was, I remember Dumb and Dumber had a bunch, Half Baked had a bunch, a lot of comedies. But I remember like, where was that scene? And then Army of Darkness was a big one. Yeah, where
interesting.
they
Like
had
maybe
all
like
these.
a YouTube thing for you to put together. I mean, obviously, like doing the
That's
movies
what I mean.
for sure. But like, yeah, just doing like a thing where it's like, yeah, trailers that lied.
Yeah,
Or
there's
missing
there's a name.
scenes
Great
from
title.
trailers or something like that. Yeah.
That'd take a lot of work, and then of course, good thing I don't monetize my channel. But yeah, it'd be fun though.
Didn't the movie lie?
You mean the movie lied?
Yeah, that would
Which actually that one
that's
definitely
funny
needs to
too.
be on the list somewhere.
Yeah,
Oh, Return of the Living Dead. We have
Return
to
of the
do
Living
that
Dead
one.
and They Live.
I gotta make a note.
Yeah.
I've got a
Oh, They Live, yeah.
list on my
Yeah.
I mean,
project.
we do like a
drive.
John Carpenter double feature too.
Oh,
I mean, obviously we do like a
I like that idea.
Top 10
They
commentary.
Live and
I got
Big Trouble.
Oh
or
yeah,
something like
remember
that would be a lot of fun.
Wait, do you like that movie?
one.
I mean, I've heard of it.
Jesus,
It's been a few years, but
Yeah, yeah.
I'm never gonna get to any of these top 10
It's been a
videos. They
few
take so
weeks.
much work. But I've got this laundry list of top 10 videos to do. But I like that one. That'd be kind of fun. I'd have to limit it to a decade, probably like 80s or 90s or something.
yeah. Well, I'm sure you could totally break it down.
I
You
could-
could probably do several
I could do
videos. Like
comedies or
yeah.
something. Yeah. That'd be kind of fun. And and I just did I was gonna do my Wonder Years versus Boy Meets World.
for sure, like
10 episodes that Boy Meets World ripped off from Wonder Years, which is funny because it's Ben Savage and Fred Savage, brothers. But I've just started noticing that. Like I've got at least 4 episodes where it's so obvious they stole the episode idea right out of Wonder Years. It's like, what the fuck? Is it like this rivalry between the two brothers? Yeah.
Necros asks, "Did you give Mock the site with the Blu-rays? What does he mean?"
Oh, I'll talk to you about that later.
Okay. Gotcha.
Speaking of Willow, remember the game? Yeah, I have that PCB. Actually, the game kind of sucks.
Kinda does.
I
That's
can't
a
get past
shocker.
like the 3rd or 4th like boss.
It's just such a slow charge to shoot. It
Yeah.
sucks.
It's not. I want to
Takes
enjoy it because
forever.
it's supposed to be because it's CPS.
Do you have to play as Willow, or can you
One.
choose Val
You-
Kilmer?
No, it
Yeah,
changes
if only you
characters. You do play Val Kilmer in certain levels.
Really? Oh, yes. I haven't gotten that far.
I was
play
about
Leapfrog.
halfway through it, then I got stuck because it's one of those things where you die, it takes you back to like a far checkpoint.
Yeah.
It's just I hate the charge attack in it. It's just it takes forever to charge up. It's like playing R-Type, but even slower charge.
But it's like a
laser.
platforming, yeah, R-type
Mhm.
for that charge. Yeah.
It's a very similar mechanic.
Yeah, I got a
And-
kit.
Hey, he's connecting. Connect.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, can you hear me
Yay.
okay now?
You sound about the same.
Yeah, you're
Really?
about the same.
Oh, we can
Yeah.
we can
Kinda
hear
quiet.
you.
We can hear
just-
you, just a little bit quiet.
Oh, that's weird.
Do you have the
I
right
don't know.
microphone selected?
Yeah, I have the right mic for. Yeah, it's weird.
Tap it.
Give it
We
a
can
tap.
hear you. You just
Tap that. Tap that. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it have
Sorry, I
a
have it
slider on the
all the way
cord?
to 100.
Does it have a?
Turn it to 11.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It doesn't have like
You
a
turned it to
slider or
drunk
anything.
Mark.
Or,
Is that any better?
yeah.
okay.
Not picking it up any better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds okay.
We can
Okay.
hear you fine. Yeah.
It's better than not having you at all.
Oh,
We'll
thank
take
you.
it.
There you
We'll
go.
just be quiet.
Okay, so Gino, have you seen Dolls? You know that old horror movie Dolls?
No, I have not.
Okay, how about the Blob, the 1988 Blob?
Oh, yes. I remember seeing that.
Okay. So those are the 2 movies we watched.
So Gino, you need to start joining us on our movie nights.
Yeah, I will. What guys? What are you using?
Oh, you
to-
sound better now. Yeah, like,
Okay. I don't know. That's weird. I thought it might have been piping through the camera before or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that does that. No, we do it Thursdays and try to do Saturdays if we can.
once in a while. Yeah.
But
Sometimes duties and priorities call.
Yeah.
and wifeys.
Duty.
Sometimes.
Well, yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
The other thing that we find to do is-
there is maintenance, you know.
That's true. There's maintenance for doing this basically 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other thing would be do like comedies too. Do stuff like Great Outdoors and the vacation movies.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I mean, like there's obviously a
Dumb and Dumber,
for that matter. Three Amigos.
Boy.
Chevy Chase.
Yeah. Foul Play.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so down for Foul Play.
We could do a double feature, Airplane and Top
I like
Secret.
that movie.
Talking about this actually during the movie thing too. Have you guys
I'm
seen?
not gonna lie, I had a massive crush on Chevy Chase after seeing Foul Play.
How about now?
Everybody loved Goldie Hawn.
No, most definitely
Goldie
not.
Hawn,
Oh my God, that's the young fantasy that I'm so glad didn't come true. Whoa. And he seems to be an asshole.
And he's
Yeah,
an
he's a big
asshole.
dick.
That's
Yeah, like right. He just was so funny and charming and goofy, but that's
Not in person. Not so much.
not in person. Apparently a dick.
He's like Jerry Lewis, big dick.
Yeah, yeah.
Then who's
He
vice
was.
president? Jerry
He's such a
Lewis.
big asshole. Oh, what were you gonna say, Andrew?
Oh, because we were talking about like funky old movies where you go away and the movie turns into something. I don't remember like where the topic came from, but it was during the movie night. But the movie that I was thinking about was Nothing But Trouble.
Oh, that's a weird
Chevy
movie.
Chase and Dan
Demi
Aykroyd and Demi Moore.
Yeah.
Really fucking weird.
And
and
the
super
Modern
dark.
Problems.
Oh yeah, where I
that
remember
was a weird
with
movie too.
with Dorito.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
and he snorts the cocaine.
Coke off
Oh
the
yeah, I
floor.
forgot about that.
That
That's
was
so
kind of
weird.
The
that
voodoo
was right
dust.
when-
she puts around the bed and he's like, I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so weird. That part because he's
Yeah,
sniffing
that-
cocaine, but he's moving like with his powers while he's doing it or something, right?
yeah.
But it's like
Yeah.
the voodoo dust that
That
she
was-
puts around the bed to protect
Yeah.
to create the circle, and he snorts it like
His
it's
hair is
cocaine.
all standing
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
that was
that
like
was-
the height of the cocaine era.
Yeah.
Right, and that was right when his movies were like now doing a really quick slide into the dumpster, if I recall correctly. Like it was like there were some really good
Well, they're
ones, and all
hit
of a
and
sudden it was like, yeah, no, that's
Because
yeah.
I think he did Vacation after that. So
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
Oh.
Vacation's fucking awesome.
it is hit and miss. I mean, Nothing in Trouble is like a strange.
Look at
Yeah,
the
it's
flight.
bizarre.
movie.
Yeah,
Roll
the
'em up.
cast. Oh god, and Dan Aykroyd's got the nose.
John
thing.
John Candy is
John
in it?
Candy's in that as well.
He's a
too,
big
yeah.
baby.
Yeah. No, that's not. John Candy plays the deputy.
Well, that's right.
Yeah,
and the
there's
lady.
also the twin babies. Yeah, that are just weird.
Dan Aykroyd's one of the
puppet.
babies, I think, isn't
No,
he?
Dan Aykroyd's the judge
I know that.
with the
but
dick nose. Oh, he might be one of the babies too.
I thought he
Yeah,
was one of the
mean,
babies.
It's possible. Yeah, he may have played multiple
It's
roles.
such a weird movie. It's so bizarre.
He literally has a penis for a nose.
Yeah.
Like, there's no question. Like it's a sculpted penis.
Yeah. And then
For
it,
his
it,
nose.
it looks
It's
even more
fucking-
like a penis in the time that Chevy Chase is staring at it at the dinner table. Like they replace it with a
And
real
he's eating the
penis.
sausages. Yeah.
And then it goes back to being the weird nose that looks sort of like a penis. Oh, that's so weird. Ugh. And then those gross sausages that they're eating. You just wanna
Yeah.
throw up in
just
your
just
mouth.
nasty. Like they're just pure boiled sausages.
Everything. It's like with
So-
Dave's sausages.
And there's the whole weird like machine that just turns people into bones and shoots them in the fucking junkyard. It's just
It's a roller coaster that spits you out into this
yeah.
like bone grinder thing.
We have to do
good. It's actually- I
if we're
enjoy
doing
it.
if we're gonna
It's
do
a- yeah,
we're gonna do
it
comedies.
is. It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
If we're gonna
it kept
do
my
comedies,
interest.
we have to do sight gag movies like Airplane and Top Secret.
For sure.
Oh, that's a great
Yeah.
idea.
That'd be a double feature idea.
We're gonna have like movies booked out for like 2 or 3 years.
Oh,
Like we
easy.
cannot break up as friends.
Can we do it? Can we do a
It's
dance one where we
too much
do
to do.
Flash Dance and Footloose? No, I'm just kidding.
I would do that. I would do that. Totally.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever
Footloose
seen.
is fun and Flashdance
Yeah.
is a classic.
Yeah.
I've never
So, yeah,
seen Footloose.
Oh, with
Okay.
Kevin Bacon.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, somehow
And
it just
Chris
kind of.
Penn.
I mean,
Chris
It's a
Penn is in it.
preposterous
I know,
idea,
it's just-
but it's,
it
it's
just-
still a
No,
good movie.
that doesn't
yeah.
bother me at
yeah,
all.
I mean, I
like
just
that.
had Dirty Dancing, and
Okay.
So I mean,
Actually,
it's
coincidentally,
close enough,
I-
right?
Coincidentally, I do have a double feature
Yeah, just
DVD
imagine,
that
like, yeah,
actually
with-
on one
with
side
Baptists.
has Footloose, on the other is Flashdance. Like it
There you
came
go.
packaged that way.
And I saw Flashdance, but yeah, I just somehow Footloose just kind of never
Yeah.
ambled my way.
We could skip Dirty Dancing, but
Oh,
yeah.
but we could do musical stuff like that because like we could have like Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh yeah.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, the Rick Moranis.
Did you
Yeah.
ever watch that original ending I
Feed me.
sent you?
Wait, yes, for sure. Yeah.
Wasn't
I
that
wanted
you're
to
weird?
talk to you about that too
ginormous?
because
That's the play version, by the way.
Yeah,
That's how the
I've
play
seen it.
ends.
so my high school did the play. So
Oh,
I-
okay,
They
so
go-
you
they
know.
take
I know
over
it,
the
yeah.
city.
Yeah,
exactly.
but that's not the way the movie ends,
Well,
because it didn't
The
test
play
well with
doesn't show
audience.
that part, but yeah.
Yeah, it just kind of
Audiences don't like unhappy endings.
Yeah, and that's very different. I sent Andrew. It's a good 15 minutes or something.
It's long, yeah.
Showing you the different ending that was shot originally.
They shot the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, they shot it all. Was showing Rick Moranis gets picked up by the plant and eaten. Actually, no, before that. Remember when Aubrey is it Aubrey or Audrey? Audrey runs.
It's Audrey too.
The girl runs in.
Yep.
And the plant grabs her. Do you guys remember that part in the movie? And then Rick Moranis helps her out. Well, he chomps on her really good for a while. And when he pulls her out, she's got bite marks in her stomach. And he pulls her outside and she dies in his arms. So she dies.
She asks to go back in.
And then he puts her in because she's already dead and the plant needs
while
food.
she's dying, she's like, feed me to the plant. So
is that what she says?
Back. Yeah. So he takes her corpse back in and feeds it to the plant.
Plant just opens his mouth and
cheapest funeral ever.
But she asks for it. That's the disturbing part. It's like she's like, no, I want to see your dreams come true. It's the last sacrifice of the dying love. Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, I want to see your dreams come true. I'll die for what your fame.
Crazy.
Feed me to the plant.
So then the fight scene with Rick Moranis and the plant goes horribly wrong somewhere, and the plant ends up just grabbing him, lifting him up in the air, and slowly inserting him into the plant mouth, and the plant eats him. Then it cuts to like the plant being the baby plants being sold to everyone, and the plants get big as like a 20-story building.
Oh yeah, they're King Kong,
and there's like probably like hundreds of them all over the place, and they're taking over the city. And
that was where the Belushi thing comes in. So in the cut version of it, but like they basically Belushi, like Rick Moranis tells him to go the fuck away. No way, we got to stop this. They're gonna take over the world. But yeah, Belushi comes in and is like, no, now I'm gonna fix this, and now we're gonna market this thing to the world.
Yeah, it's like it's a little bit different.
And,
yeah, and then he realizes that's why he has to stop the plant, and that's why he gets killed. The plant takes over anyway.
Yeah, the plants win basically.
Plants win, and I don't think it's Jim Belushi that's on top of the because it's on top of the building instead. Remember, it's a little different. Rick Moranis decides to leave, and he goes to the top of the building. It was Jim Belushi
maybe that was the cut version,
the redone version. Yeah. Anyway, by the end of the movie, the plant is like destroying the city, and they spent a lot of money on miniatures and stuff where it looks really cool. Where the plant is destroying everything. And then it even shows a movie screen, and it bashes to the movie screen like if you're in the theater. It looks like the plant's coming at you through the screen. I thought it looked really cool. Atcha. And then they did it for test audiences, and they fill out those little cards. They're like, I don't like that Aubrey dies and Rick Moranis dies, and it's sad, and I don't like it. And so they go, okay, studios mandate to the director, reshoot a new ending.
Throw out like 15 minutes of film. That
was one of the most expensive cuts they ever made in Hollywood too. It was supposed to be like in the millions for that, cutting that, because it was so much. Check it out on YouTube. The whole thing's on YouTube.
Yeah,
I'll send a link.
I think that's where I've seen it. Yeah,
I'll put a new link here. Andrew, you don't happen to have it, do you?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I have to dig back through text to find it.
I'll find it. Let's see.
Well, if we're doing musical horrors, we could watch Sweeney Todd.
Oh.
Although I don't know of a good version of Sweeney Todd. Like PBS did a recorded version with Angela Lansbury, and it's awesome, but you have trouble hearing it.
Right.
I fucking love Sweeney Todd.
I mean, the Tim Burton, it's okay.
Oh, and I didn't see it. I did not see that one.
I've seen that one. I've seen the Angela Lansbury one too.
Johnny Depp, Tim Burton classic. It's like, it's fine.
Yeah, fair enough. A lot of times when they try to redo, like you just get capturing the magic of theater.
Yeah,
is really hard.
Really hard. Yeah.
And it just doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't translate well. So. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have huge problems with the Tim Burton version, although it's very Tim Burton-y. But it's dark. I mean, it's appropriately dark, and it's well sung.
Yeah, I mean, the music's got to be the same.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some great songs in there, and it's a fun premise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't have high
pot pies. We can all eat pot pies and watch it.
Oh my god. I'm gonna start with some really crappy ones and then end with some good ones.
Yeah. Don't let your kitty watch it, Mock. I saw you
Yeah.
with your cat on your lap for a little while. Yeah, your kitty was there.
Wasn't it
She
weird
shouldn't
on
see it.
the Little Shop of Horrors how they even reshot an ending where they like Rick Moranis and Aubrey get like a house and they have like a beautiful yard.
They had a whole song. They extended a whole song for that.
Yeah,
the whole
really
Somewhere
bizarre,
That's
right?
Green song gets extended way far because of that.
Yeah.
Basically, it's the happy ending. It's like the Brazil thing with like the Love Conquers All version of Brazil.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, oh wait, so the studio audience, there's like 3 versions of Brazil. I think I have all 3 of them on Plex.
Well, there's the studio cut one, which is the happy ending one, the Love Conquers All one.
Love Conquers All, yep, which is the TV
and then
version.
there's the actual director's cut.
Yep.
And then there's the other version, I think, isn't there a TV version or something where it's shorter or something?
Yeah, well, so Love Conquers All is the TV version, I think. So then there's the director's cut, which is like the long cut that Terry Gilliam wanted to do at some point, and then I think that the last one is is a theatrical cut.
Yeah, because
the theatrical cut has the happier ending, I think.
Because what's weird is when it came to VHS back in the day, it was the actual normal version of the movie. It wasn't the happy ending one.
Right.
It was the normal director cut one. So I don't know what happened there when it got changed or what. I heard that they had just 2 versions running around on television. So the happy ending one, and the director one. So I don't know. It's so weird that there's so many cuts of that movie.
Yeah.
I know the director made even an extended longer version of it.
Yep.
That might be the 3rd one. Because that one's actually, I like that one a lot because it shows more of the craziness of after he gets captured, of him being hung,
the interrogation
and going through the different, where he has to pay to be tortured. In that world, you actually pay to torture yourself.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, that's a cool movie. I like that. I don't know if Jim
a pure socialist society where or sorry, a pure capitalist society where it's like you have to pay for even your own interrogations.
Yep. And you get a bill.
If you die, your wife gets the bill.
Yeah.
It's like the premise of the movie.
Yeah. Oh, I found it. Here we go. The Little Shop of Horrors.
It's really long though. Jeez.
It is, but it is interesting if you like the movie at all. It is
for sure.
It is worth watching. For Little Shop of Horrors. So it's a way different ending, and they put a lot of money into it. So if you guys check it out in chat, that's somebody in the editing room put that together. It's pretty cool, where it shows 2 screens at the beginning for a while, different differences. So
23 minutes. That's
it's pretty long.
Holy shit, that much.
Yeah, that's a lot of money though. Gone. Just
good grief.
Toilet.
Yeah.
I love Steve Martin's role in that, where he's singing this dentist song. I love that. That's my favorite part of the movie. And then they have this like puppet mouth where Steve Martin's like drilling, but the camera's like inside this puppet mouth of someone's mouth, and you see these teeth, and he's drilling, and it's like a weird forced perspective where it's getting bigger, like where it's at the camera, where it's drilling into a tooth. It's really cool.
And it's and the mouth sings.
Yeah. Oh, mama. Yeah, I love that part.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
I ripped that. That's in the arcade room just for that song. So I love that part.
Well, there's an idea for some comedies, some the Steve Martin double features. Why don't we do that?
For sure. Oh yeah.
Which are the good ones?
Yeah.
Oh, The Jerk, LA Story.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Jerk.
Man with Two Brains.
Yep, The Jerk and Man with Two Brains are 2 of my absolute hands down favorites.
Yeah, I haven't seen The Jerk in forever.
Roxanne.
God. Oh, Roxanne is good.
Jim saw The Jerk for the first time because I was like, okay, we're just gonna rent this fucker. I'm gonna use some Amazon credit, and we're gonna watch this thing because nobody owns it, so it's not free.
There's some subtle like weird humor in it, like where they're just walking. The Steve Martin and his dad. Because he's adopted, and he's all, son, there's only one thing you need to know in this world: shit and shinola.
Yeah.
The differences.
This is trains and automobiles.
Shinola.
Planes, trains, obviously.
So many great. The new phone book's here. The new phone book's here. Which, of course, now is a totally dated reference.
Oh, there's a ton. Yeah.
What's a phone book?
Yeah,
I'm somebody.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
right.
I don't need anything. I don't need anything but this chair.
Oh yeah,
I don't need anything but this chair and this lamp. Yeah.
remote control and the paddleball game and this thermos.
Yeah, when he can't get out the door. And then his dog shithead.
Yeah, the shithead
Come on,
doesn't want to
shithead.
leave either.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, not the dog.
Yeah.
I think we might have found a winner.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in forever.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I remember Pizza in a Cup. Right? Yeah, they have really good pizza in a cup. I'm like, how come somebody hasn't done that still?
There was a place in San Francisco that was that did meat cones. So it was like a snow cone cup, but it was like all sorts of
that's
different, like, you know,
Roxanne.
sliced meats and things, like, yeah, like
Oh.
pretza and salami, and so it was like the meat cone for. It's perfect for the
okay.
you know, for the low carb diet, for the
Right.
non-sweet and
I was
sweet
trying to
person.
think of the one where he's got the long nose. That was Roxanne.
Yeah, that was
Roxanne,
Roxanne.
That's a
Yeah.
fun one. I like
Yeah.
that one a lot. Fred Willard, who just died a couple days ago, is in that.
Oh.
You remember Fred Willard?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
He's the mayor, I
right.
think.
He did. Yep.
He's Oktoberfest.
He was in a bazillion things. Oh my God, Fred Willard was just in.
He was
so
the
much.
president in Wall-E. He's the only live character in Wall-E.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, the president.
That's right.
Mhm.
Best in Show.
Yeah,
Best
Best in
in
Show.
Show.
So
I
that's a
fucking
good-
love that.
We should watch
Yeah.
that. That's a good movie.
Well,
That's a great
if you
movie.
like Best in Show, you need to watch Spinal Tap before that.
Oh, we gotta watch that one too.
Pretty sure I have
Another
both
Yeah,
of
and
them.
then
I know I have Best in Show.
Is
the
anybody
folk
writing this
singer,
down?
singer one too.
Spinal
Folk
Tap
singer
is
one.
what started it all. Yeah.
We got a long list.
I mean,
of
that's,
on
yeah,
here.
we've
That's what I
actually
mean, we
we were
can't-
making jokes earlier about turning it up to 11. So
And Spinal Tap actually is
That's Spinal Tap,
has one of
yeah.
the best commentaries of all time. You have to watch it a second time.
See, I haven't heard it with the,
with the commentary.
commentary. Yeah.
Oh, they're all in character. All the cast. They're,
Oh, no
they're doing the
way.
commentary as if that was a real documentary. So they're
No
talking
way.
about like, oh, Ian was an asshole and blah, blah, it's like
Oh, how
it's
funny.
fucking hilarious. Yeah.
Isn't it
It's so
funny
good.
that one of the guys is the guy who does Homer for Simpsons? I think that's pretty cool. Oh no, not Homer. I'm sorry. He's one of the voice. Wait, is he Homer?
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one of the guys from Spinal Tap is the voice guy for Simpsons. Let me check. I'm pretty
I
sure.
find that hard. You mean the main cast?
Not the English type guy, but the other guy with the
Michael
handlebar
McCain?
mustache.
No. Oh, no, that's not. No, I'm pretty sure the guy that plays
All right, I'm gonna check that. It's Internet Movie Database. That
Jim Weeds and
All
Homer on the
hail
soundboard there.
IMDb.
no, we're all talking movies tonight. That's all. we
Yeah,
got.
Harry
Yeah.
Shearer is who
Right.
plays Derek
Oh, yeah.
Smalls, and he is not Homer.
okay. Well, it's maybe it's the guy who does a different voice. I know he's a voice of somebody on The Simpsons. I
It
know
could
that.
very well be, yeah. I
Okay,
mean,
let's
there's
see.
a
Oh, this is Spinal Tap is the movie. Not I always just call it Spinal Tap.
I did too, but yeah.
Everyone knows it is.
I forget that. Yeah, Billy Crystal's in there because he has a cameo as one of the mimes. That's fucking funny. He's got
It's
like
not Michael McKean. It's not him.
no, but Michael McKean's been in a shit ton. Oh, Clue. That's a good movie too.
Clue. Yep, I got that. It's funny, like the whole. It has the combo endings. Did anyone ever see Clue?
Oh
in the
yeah,
theater?
yeah. The three.
Oh,
here's
that was
what-
weird, wasn't it?
I would have loved to have seen it in the theater where you didn't know which ending you were getting because I've only seen it on
Where they show all of them.
bingeable meet where they show all three.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see it in the theater. I remember that. And you could go to the theater and would say, "This we're playing ending A or ending B or ending C." So you
Oh,
don't know the ending, but it would tell you which
Yep.
ending.
Oh, that's nice. So you didn't. It wasn't like Cracker
just
Jack.
thought
It
you
was
had
like I
already
got the
seen
same
it.
prize.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So they would tell you
Okay.
the ending.
Okay, so I'm sorry.
My
He's not
theaters
Homer.
didn't do that.
He's not Homer. He plays a lot
It
of.
was just
voice-
random. You just didn't know what you were gonna get.
Oh, okay. Well,
He,
yeah.
he plays voices of Ned Flanders, Principal Skinner,
Oh no shit.
Ken
Who is this?
Brockman. He's the one of the main band guys in the Spinal Tap.
Which one?
He's one of the handlebar mustache guy.
Oh, it's Harry Shearer who plays Derek Smalls.
Harry
then.
Shearer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. He's,
Hello, I'm Kent Brockman. This is
Yeah, you
I'm
might see me
on
from-
Dun,
yeah.
dun, 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 dun,
And
dun,
he
dun.
does like 10 different characters or something like that on The Simpsons. But I thought that was kind of cool.
No, you were thinking of Troy McClure there for a second.
Troy
You may
McClure.
remember me. That was Phil
Oh
Hartman.
yeah, Phil Hartman. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know your Simpsons more than I do, but
That's right.
That the guy from Spinal Tap was from one of the main. I mean, he's not a family member.
No, I didn't know that. That's cool.
I mean, Principal Skinner is like a pretty standard guy on that show.
Spinal Tap. Oh, I thought Spinal Tap came out before 84. Wow. 84. I thought it was like 81 or 2. 84. That was a big year. God, there's so many big. Their cast was crazy.
Shitload of movies we've talked about. I've scribbled down a few of them, but I don't know how to even keep track of all this shit.
Well, yeah. How do you?
Most of everything you guys have said, I've got on available, so we could just do that.
And if you don't, like Doll Man and stuff, I can send you.
Yeah. We always figured out
the first Doll Man.
A system where we can figure that shit out.
That one's a fun one.
Took us 10 minutes to get that fixed.
Like the bad guy.
Yeah, that was awesome. How quickly you were able to get that. Yeah.
Oh, the download.
And we learned that you have to have it. We need to send it to you because it must be the upstream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll bet it's a lot of people at home right now doing the home thing in general, just the taxing networks. And mine's supposed to be rock solid.
Yeah. Unless it has something to do with Plex too, like it handles. I don't.
Could be.
I wouldn't think so because it's going through Discord. But
in fact, you'd think it'd be worse because I'm actually running it from a server,
right,
to a client to then stream to a different client to then stream out to separate clients.
Yeah.
Oh, Gabriella said Predator.
I'm just gonna go with your fiber
watch
connection.
Predator.
Predator's fun.
Whatever. Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna run out of movies anytime.
No, yeah, Predator.
I like that we're sticking with
I totally
80s
do
movies.
like Rambo's. I fucking do all the action movies.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is a good.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is a great one too. Yeah, speaking of Steve Martin,
yeah.
Dirty.
What now?
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
We can always do sci-fi stuff. I put in there Explorers and Fly the Navigator.
I've never seen Flight of the Navigator. I've seen a lot of scenes from it. I know what's his name? Pee Wee Herman does the voice of
Paul Rubens,
Paul Rubens, he does the voice of the robot thing, but
that's a weird movie.
Yeah.
I mean a lot of them are.
Mm-hmm.
Even
CGI stuff.
Even a Pee Wee double feature.
Hell yeah.
Would be fun.
So I've never seen Big Top Pee Wee. Yeah, I didn't.
Big Top is a little harder to get through. Yeah. We could drop that one and just do the first one.
Big Adventure.
Yeah.
We could do a Tim Burton thing.
Or a Tim Burton night. Yeah.
Why don't we just do Pee Wee and then do like Beetlejuice or something?
For sure.
Oh, that's a good. Nice. Yeah. Or you can if we run out of double ideas, you could always just stick to the same year. Okay. Well, this movie have both of these.
Right.
However you want to do it. But yeah, I like that idea. I haven't. Yeah, Beetlejuice is good.
We still have some of those horror movies that Andrew has put on his Plex too to watch, like the Burning one. I want to see with
Society.
Oh,
on my,
was that Drew Barry? No, not Drew Barrymore.
Oh, you have Society now?
I have Society.
Oh, okay.
It's not on Plex yet. I couldn't. I've got the DVD, the Blu-ray, sitting on my desk, but I didn't want to burn it because it's been fucking hot here.
Well,
and I'm working in the same room as the machine that does all that work. So,
and Society is playing on Prime right now, so you can run it on there, and it looks pretty good too. I just watched it not too long ago.
Okay,
so that one's a weird movie, but yeah, that one has good practical effects in it though.
Yeah, I haven't seen The Burning. That'd be cool.
Yeah, with Jason Alexander with hair.
You had Jim at
that's right
at Fex.
What? Oh yeah, Killer Clowns. Yeah, we talked about that.
I have that one too. Yeah.
Would you guys care about seeing? I don't think it's I don't know if it's an 80s movie or a 79 movie, but Kentucky Fried Movie.
Yeah, of course. It's been probably a decade since I've watched it.
I love that movie.
I'd have to go find a copy of it. But
that's one of my favorites. So
wasn't Arsenio Hall in that one too?
It's probably been 3 decades since I've seen it.
He's in Amazon Women on the Moon. He's on that one.
Okay.
We got to watch Spaceballs, Mel Brooks stuff.
Spaceballs for sure. Oh yes, yeah. Mel
History
Brooks
of the World and Spaceballs.
History of the World, yeah, it's a fun one.
The old Shim Sham Sand Dance.
That's tough. How do we pick a double feature for Mel Brooks?
Mel Brooks, that'd be tough.
It'd have to be more than one night because there's so many. Young Frankenstein.
And how do you skip? Yeah, Young Frankenstein. How do you skip Blazing Saddles? How many times have we quoted?
Well, we've watched that already.
We'd have to watch like 6. We'd have to have like 3 Mel Brooks.
Oh man.
Silver Streak.
No, yeah, Silver Streak. No,
Silver
that's
Streak.
Yep.
That's
I don't have it.
I saw that
it's
as
not Brooks, but yeah.
you know what? I thought it was because that was I saw it as a double feature. Frankenstein and
Gene
Silver
Wilder
Streak.
and Richard Pryor.
It was probably a Gene Wilder double feature. That's probably what it was. I went to a drive-in with my dad.
Oh.
And I just remember laughing so hard that my face hurt.
Did you ever see that, Jim? Silver Streak?
It's smiling at us.
That's the end. Have you ever seen that, Jim? Silver Streak? That's a It's a good Gene Wilder movie.
Yeah, Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor.
Because he's basically the same character as he is in Stir
I just
Crazy.
watched it's from like 2013.
Yeah.
It was an interview with Gene Wilder. It was like half an hour. It's on YouTube. It was one of those things where I just got locked into a rabbit hole because I was working on my Wonka video. And it's on YouTube. It's a half an hour interview with him. I can't remember the name of the show. Just YouTube it. And he was talking, he's like in his 90s because he lived to be like 92 or 3 or something like that.
I saw the same video you're talking about.
It was amazing.
Just recently.
It was
fucking amazing.
He was talking about how the reason why he quit acting and stuff. And there was a lot of like profanity and just stupid. Like there weren't like good movie, and he had all these stories, and his memory is so good. It was just amazing. He was talking about like how he got it, like how he got connected with Mel Brooks and stuff, and it's like holy fuck. And he sounds just like wow. And he goes
in depth into the story about like Young Frankenstein and how
he wrote that.
Mel Brooks wrote that, but it's
no
a collaboration.
But it was him.
Well, he wrote the original screenplay, and then Mel Brooks helped him punch up the.
And he didn't want to do it because
he didn't want to do it because it wasn't his baby.
It wasn't Mel Brooks's movie.
Yeah.
So, but he got him to do it in the end. But no, that was I love
that.
That
was great.
So it must be like bubbling up on YouTube right now because it showed up in my stream like a week ago.
Well, because
I don't know
the producers for Mel Brooks. That was like Gene Wilder's like.
Well, the title of it was deceiving because it's this huge long interview, but in the title, how it came up for me, I don't know if it was the same for you, Andrew. It was like Gene Wilder's thoughts on Wonka and the remake or something, on Willy Wonka and the remake. It was deceiving because it's like that was a deceiving title.
And I was like, this is
way more interesting.
Yeah, definitely a different version of it then, because the one that I saw was just like it was something like it was like something about like a long interview. Gene Wilder.
Was he sitting on stage with the guy and those? Yeah,
it was like an inside the actor's studio kind of format.
So it was like the same. It was probably.
I'm sure it was the same video.
It was just a tame. Yeah, it was probably just a different title.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is way more interesting. Yeah, but he did come out and say like he didn't like the remake.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He did come out and say that. Yeah,
like straight up, just like
He talks about such random movies too that he did, like the Frisco Kid.
Oh
which, I don't know if you guys. Yeah, so Mock has seen it, but like that's such a weird, bizarre movie that he did with Harrison Ford. And it's really fucking good. Young Harrison Ford. Yeah,
he plays like a rabbi or something.
A rabbi.
I think the first movie or the earliest movie I've seen, what would it be? The oldest movie of the early Harrison Ford would be American Graffiti, I think, is for me that I remember.
Probably that I've seen. I can remember.
And then George
Lucas, a real small role too.
Yeah,
it's a plays kind of a dick in it.
A dick in the truck and his truck or whatever.
Racing,
and he races. Yeah, he's got the cowboy hat on.
Tex.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stars that came out of American Graffiti too.
I fucking love American Graffiti. I didn't even see it until film school, and
George Lucas movie.
Yep.
Yeah, and I was like, this is fantastic. Now I know where all these songs come from because my parents had the American Graffiti soundtrack when the LP record, and they'd play it all the time when I was a kid, and I was like, oh. This is the movie. Holy shit. Like I connected the dots. I was like, no wonder.
My mom loves it. My mom says that's exactly her childhood was that whole movie, doing the strip and all the crazy shit that happened and the diners and all that. Yeah, that was her era.
I wrote, I think I wrote, was it it was that movie. We had to write a comparison paper for one of my film classes, and it was I compared that movie to like The Breakfast Club or that movie. Yeah, or was it 3 movies and Fast Times? It was something like that where I took like 1 or 2 movies and wrote about the similarities with the storylines and stuff between them. It might have been Fast Times, not Breakfast Club. Yeah.
So like coming of age movies.
Yeah, but also movies where they have like 3, 4, 5 different stories going simultaneously that are kind of interwoven, and they come in, they intersect. I like movies like that. Yeah. But
See,
that's a fun movie.
I don't think we could handle a movie like Brazil because it's kind of it's a deep, dark and downer movie.
I think we could probably handle the first hour of Brazil, but I think that people would lose interest very quickly after.
Yes, I agree. And that's not a movie for everybody either.
No.
Like it's kind of a cult.
It is.
I've never been so excited to watch movies with other people. It's like, and then we'll get our sleeping bags out and we'll have a slumber party.
It's like if you want to watch a Terry Gilliam
build
movie,
a fort.
We've got a lot of other Terry Gilliam movies that I think are much more approachable and enjoyable to a group. But yeah, Brazil is a little bit challenging.
Yeah,
especially if people are like drinking a little bit and stuff like that.
That's a niche.
Unless you're already into it.
You and I can watch it some.
Yeah, for sure. I'll watch it anytime.
Okay, that's one of my top favorite movies. So
yeah, it's in my top 10.
It's top 10. Yeah. Wonka is one, and that one's one. Yeah. So.
What are your pleasures? What do you like to do?
Trouble might be one.
Big Trouble's up there. Yeah.
Screw.
We definitely have to do They Live. They Live's a short movie too.
They Live is a short movie, and
it's hour 20 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a perfect double feat. I am enjoying the sci-fi / horror kick that we're on right now. But comedies and stuff are the Mel Brooks stuff. Yeah, there's so many, and I like the idea
we talked about.
Yep.
Oh, I want to watch Maximum Overdrive with you guys so bad. God, it's such a fucking fun movie, and it's stupid fun. Yeah. Like it's.
Unfortunately, it's a DVD
we should watch that one soon. Like I would vote soon on that one. I don't know if Carrie's seen that. I don't think Carrie has.
Have you seen that?
You haven't seen Maximum Overdrive. Maximum
Stephen King.
Nope.
I wonder if it's close to the book or not. If anyone's read the book.
I never read the book. I don't think.
Yeah.
Was he on coke when he wrote the book too?
Yeah, probably.
I'm sure he was. It's his best work.
That's how he hammers them out in one weekend.
Yep. He comes with 10 books written.
We should watch that in a creep show after
one weekend.
Yeah.
I had a binge.
How does he focus so much on coke?
I got my book bonus.
Meteor shit.
meteor. You got a wife like this. Meteor shit.
Meteor shit. He puts it in his mouth.
Oh,
that's right.
He burns his finger.
He gets
his tongue has it. I love it.
Yeah, and then he gets into that bathtub.
Oh, we got to do a creep show for sure.
Don't do that. Bathtub. That's right. And he's like going through. He's hearing like the inner voice, like don't.
Yeah,
that's a movie that's more relevant now with the COVID than anything else. Don't touch your face.
Yeah. You gotta wonder what's the nightmare for Stephen King. I'm sure he has a dream. He wakes up and he writes it laughing. He's like writes it down and I'll make a good story. But what's a nightmare for Stephen?
Yeah, it was just on Colbert.
He wakes up as a romance novelist.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I saw that recorded.
Yeah. That was good because he was talking about like grocery shopping, wearing his mask, and being quarantined. The question that Colbert gave him was like, what would be the worst of your characters? Who would you least like to be quarantined with? I can't remember what his answer was, but it was good.
Well, King would be great because he's a storyteller. I used to work with a guy who was a writer, and he was writing scripts all the time. And we worked at 7-Eleven, and he would just, like when it was slow, a lot of times it was slow on weeknights, and we'd just be sitting there. We already have everything done. We're just sitting there, and he would just tell me. It was a lot. It reminded me of like Stand By Me. You know how like the one character was a writer, and they tell us a story. It was like a lot like that. And he would just tell me stories of scripts that he's working on or finished. And I would just sit there and listen, and he'd do some of the character voices and go through it, and I was just enthralled. and then he'd get to the end. I'm like, yeah, that was a pretty good ending. Or I'd go, well, maybe I'd change the ending, but it's your story. But it is something cool about that when you know somebody that is a, just a creative story person like that. So I think A Weekend with King would be a blast.
Oh, actually, but we would have to break these up definitely into multiple. Oh fuck, that'd take too long. I would love to watch the 90s It, and then watch the part 1 and 2.
Oh, that's long. I just watched it.
But that would be like a 3-nighter because that'd be a longie.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can handle that one.
I just, that's a new word now, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, Gino, we haven't heard too much from you. What kind of movies do you like? Like what are you into?
I like the sci-fi movies. Actually, what I'm watching, what my wife and I are watching now is something on Netflix. We're watching the Dead to Me with Christina Applegate.
Oh yeah, I started watching that series.
Yeah, that's pretty dark.
It is, yeah.
I've heard
Nicole. Oh.
Yeah.
Not that dark.
The brunette in that, the cute brunette that is in that.
She played Velma in Scooby-Doo. I always
Yeah.
too.
What's her name?
She was on
G. Willikers.
She was on Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah, Freaks and Geeks girl.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name right now. Yeah, she's really cool. Yeah, she does a lot of cartoon voices too.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
man.
probably has the best character on that show.
She was in the Avengers movie too. She's Hawkeye's wife.
Oh, no
That's
shit.
right. That's right.
Oh.
Yep, you're right.
Okay,
Yeah,
I can picture
yeah.
that.
She gets disintegrated.
Yep.
Yeah.
When I heard
Linda
Dead to Me,
Cardellini,
it
that's her name.
It
Sorry.
reminded me of Dead Like Me, which I really enjoyed.
I liked
I don't know.
that series for a while, and then it started going nowhere for me. But yeah, I used to watch.
Oh, interesting. Well, and I was like, I remember because Mandy Patinkin got his job on what was that crime, like the psychology crime people. And I remember when whatever the hell that syndicated show is, and when he got that job, I was like, oh shit, they're not going to end this thing. And I think they ended up doing like a wrap up movie or something, but it was too late for me. Yeah.
Did you finish Dead Like Me? Did you finish that?
Yeah,
series?
yeah.
Does it have an ending?
It was only on for 2. What was it? 3 seasons? 2 seasons?
I think it was 3. I thought it was 3 seasons. I thought it was a little bit longer. The first season I thought started a little slow.
See, that's all I've got through. I think it's the first season.
It
Oh,
had a
interesting.
good,
Yeah,
it had
'cause I
a
like
good
it.
hook though.
Good
Death
hook,
by
great
toilet
hook.
seat.
Yeah.
Death by toilet seat, and her just like her job is to get people to go to the light, basically, and
Mhm.
not get killed by the monsters, demon things, and
Right. Yeah. Take them away right at
what
that
the
very
hell are
last
those things
instant.
called?
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
they didn't feel any pain.
Gravelings.
Yes,
Yeah. Oh, good job.
and I like that the place that the light that they go to is something different for everybody. It could be like
Yeah.
amusement park for a kid, or
Yeah.
a bunch of hot women, or something for a guy, or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Individual.
And-
Yeah.
They knew the little lady from Poltergeist. Step into the light.
Jesus. Tangina.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good series, but it
It petered out, maybe. Yeah.
I liked it to the end. I liked
good.
it better as it went along than in
Oh,
the very
good.
beginning. Because when I went back and when they had the second gal, the first female companion, or, like they had their whatever they had the
Well, they're partners.
our-
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, and I preferred it when they switched to the next, when one gal left, and then they had the girl who, the blonde gal. I liked her better.
Hmm.
But yeah, George.
You
or George
you
in
would
it.
prefer blondes. I know deep down.
Well, she used
what
to be
you
one.
really are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know you've
I
seen
saw the
pictures.
pictures. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Ever heard of a beer that it has a wax? Sorry, to derail. Wax
We're done.
tip, right? Dip. Then it's got a regular
tip.
beer bottle thing, and now it's got a fucking cork.
Oh,
God.
Jesus.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna
That's-
go get a beer.
I think I
honestly,
got a
that-
wine key, but like, Jesus Christ.
Right, that reminds me actually.
Well,
Like sometimes
yeah.
Drink Aid gets ridiculous with like
Yeah, it's
it has
too involved.
like it has.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah,
got
it's way
pissed
too,
off
like-
at Drink Aid today. I got an email that's in the title says for Memorial Day, save 50% off. And then when you open it up, it's a 30%
30%.
off. What a fucker. I was about to be
Total
like,
bait and switch.
Yeah, false advertising. But even though I have like 24 of them,
Here's what pisses
I'm in
me
no
off
short supply.
with Drinkade is I get those coupons too,
You can't.
but they
use them.
don't come to Canada. They can't ship to Canada.
Oh, bastards.
Of course.
Got a
they
full
are.
size cork in that thing. What the fuck?
Jesus, that's gourmet beer right there. See, even my rosé is a twist off.
This better be good. There's a lot of work to get in there.
That's a lot
Yeah,
of work.
yes way rosé. I love this stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I with rosés, I feel like I just need to stick with what I know because it's a gamble.
Oh,
More
Grandma's
of a
Boy.
gamble
That's not an
before.
80s movie, but that is a
It
fun
isn't,
movie to
but yeah.
watch.
I like that. Grandma's Boy is good. It's,
Oh, there you
especially
go.
if you like game dev.
That does look like a bottle of wine.
Carlini is in
I like the
Grandma's
way that
Boy.
it kind of disappears with the
Does I'm
green
using the
screen
fake screen thing? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. It's like,
Spoilers.
Look at oh my god, it vanishes.
ah.
But yeah.
Oh, Mark, I have a little bit of pinball news for you.
Okay,
You
hit
might
it.
enjoy this.
Hit me.
I was reading on the Wonka thread, and my Wonka sounds amazing to me. Like the Carrie, I would say, like from the times. Well, I guess we haven't heard it. Carrie hasn't heard it very well in a in an environment, but the sound and everything. I think the quality is great. But people on Pinside got the better of me, and I got persuaded into buying a subwoofer. And but part of that reason is that I shopped around. I did not get a poke.
You didn't.
Your movie lines. I did a lot of reviews, a lot of research, and I ended up buying the Monoprice has their own brand of and I bought a 12-inch, a monster, because it not only did it have really good reviews, and some people said it was better than that one, but for my home theater, I was like, well, if it doesn't do much to Wonka, it'll still be a little bit better than the one I have for my home theater, so I can always just swap it out.
Yeah, just alligator clip it in and then
That's
run
what
the
I
wire
did.
in the back, so that way.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's actually I soldered alligator clips to the 12 gauge speaker cable.
That's what
monster. I threaded it all the way back through a vent. I had to alter that a little bit. It's actually really neatly done, but I've got mixed opinions on what it does actually to the sound. I've got it cranked pretty well, and I have no doubt that it's a good subwoofer. But when you part of it kind of reflects my hypothesis, because if you listen to the soundtrack of the movie, if you listen to the music, it's in the higher end. It's mostly treble, like it's very like lots of higher instruments. Like there's not a lot of like deep bass to it anyways. But
it's not a big bombs and guns and shooting.
No, there's not a lot
you
of
need a bass for it, or need a sub for it.
There's not a lot of bass to the soundtrack as is. So I would say for like where I notice it most is during when you get modes, like when you hit a mode and it's music and stuff that's added to the game that's not straight from the movie. So then I do start noticing that some of the voices that have more like if you change the crossover frequency a bit, some of the voices and stuff like that, you get a little bit. So it's not a night and day difference, but I do notice it here and there. It's enough for me to keep it connected for now. But it's very interesting because people were like, some people I think got just bad lemons. I was on the thread because they were talking about how tinny the audio is. I'm like, that doesn't sound at all like that. But they're like, well, it's only $100 if you get the whatever. It's not a bad investment. And I was like, well, I don't really need it. But then I was like, well, worst case, I can always use it for my home theater. So
shouldn't be required. I mean, it's like Judge Dredd. It's got like driving like. It's like heavy, like guitar lines to it.
And if it was a music pin, like something like that, where that's what the theme is.
I love it.
Or like even like Pirates of the Caribbean or something, or like Tron.
Daft Punk music, and
or there's even Star Wars, where it just like it fills out like explosions and so. And I've got the crossover turn, so it's just getting the really just the low end.
Yeah,
so it, like,
and this I have it like 3/4 of the way, so it gets a little bit because it's so high in the treble anyways. But the thing is that if you look at this pin, and I'm sure a lot of the Jersey Jacks are the same way, it's got a massive subwoofer in the bottom of the cabinet. In fact, if you go onto Pinwoofer site that sell all these amplifier kits and stuff to redo everything in the cabinet, they say for the Jersey Jack, the later models like Wonka, that it's a little bit cheaper because they don't recommend replacing the subwoofer in the cabinet because it's a really quality already. But it does make a little bit of a difference. But I'm glad I didn't spend more than $100 on a subwoofer.
I didn't either.
I was actually
I say both the Polks I got were used on Craigslist, and there's one that's shared for Star Trek and for Judge Dredd, and then one that is just on Spider-Man right now.
Yeah, and that's a tough thing to
stereo in here.
Oh yeah. So it's a tough thing to read reviews on because you're going to get the audio files that are talking about home theater stuff, and this is not the same thing. It's not even close.
And Polk, I would never put. I mean, it's not even. I mean, the sub I have in the house, Polk is like fine, but it's not like, oh my god, it's high end, amazing stuff. It's $100. It's like it's a $50 sub. Yeah,
and I like my Yamaha one that I have with my home theater. It's a really nice sub. In fact, it's an 8-inch. This is a 12-inch. So like it's there, but the wattage is the same. But and so originally what I was going to do was I was just going to be like, well, I'm going to get a much better, I'm going to spend a couple $200-300 for a better sub for my home theater, and then I'll take that Yamaha, and put that under the pin. But that only has that's a home theater style setup, so it doesn't have the high level inputs for just a speaker. It's got just the subwoofer, composite, whatever you want to call it. The RCA. Thank you.
Oh, it's RCA
input. It's RCA / composite, whatever you want to call it. That single pin. It's a line level input.
Right.
Just an LFE coming straight out of the receiver, and it doesn't have the other adjustments. And so I was like, well, I don't have an easy line level input coming. I'd have to buy an adapter, and then you start wondering, well, is it the adapter? What's going on? But anyways,
also limited editions, they usually have the upgraded sound system too.
So yours might already be
so
kind of top of the line.
Probably doesn't, and plus you're not in a noisy arcade or something, so in your place it'll probably be fine.
It sounds good, but I did have to turn the volume down a notch or two just overall for the game. So there is a noticeable difference, but it's not 100% throughout the whole game. It's in certain areas.
Yeah, I was gonna say you must be just annoying the piss out of your neighbors with a.
Specifically, part of the reason why I bought this subwoofer is it's a front firing subwoofer, so it's not down firing for that reason, because I didn't want it to go right into the carpet.
Are you using isolation at all, or is it just on the stand and?
It's just on its feet. I could put a wood platform, but it's got feet that are like this high, and then it only fires out the front. So
yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
It's okay. And like I said, it doesn't add a ton. Right now, it's enough for me to keep it there. But
so you just keep it for your next pin.
Worst case, yeah.
Next year, next tax return.
Yeah.
So,
what am I
Jim, would you consider yourself a professional mod installer?
No, I've only seen volume one.
No, because I'm not getting paid to install these mods.
I watched the entire 1 hour.
You did get some pretty good shoutouts, though.
You did a good job on the video. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really well done.
It was.
Yeah, I like how you point out the mods and you show the highlighted parts of where
it's going to go, and or question marks where it could go.
Yeah. I'm like, well, this could go anywhere, but yeah,
I could have done all that on my Tron because I put a bunch in there, but it's like, that's a lot of work.
I'll tell you what, though, I think the upcoming parts it's where the fit hits the shan, because those mods I did in that video
with that little 3D thing you did.
Oh, did you like that? Because it took me fucking forever to do that.
The dot matrix little intro that looks like
that was my favorite. The theater, and that's my logo. The Dinky Flicks logo.
It's the same one you use for the arcade, but it's the spinball version.
So it took me forever I had to actually cheat the shadows on the pinball machine. Like there are things that I spent so much fucking time
Did
on.
you use Blender or what for that?
I used Cinema 4D and Element 3D.
I used to use that, yeah.
Well, the only reason I'm using Cinema 4D at all is because it works with Element 3D and After Effects.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it took me fucking forever. And then I realized I don't really need to fuck with much what's going on the play field of that 3D pin, because you're not going to see it with the way that I want to do the camera movement the way it is. You don't see the play field very much. So I'm like, well, fuck, I don't need to add all these things on there. So I didn't spend much time on that.
So Cinema 4D, we have that at my work. Plus, well, I use Maya though, but we have both platforms for which you want to use. And the renderer is really good in Cinema 4D, but the modeler is god awful. So I think
was cursing so much at my. I was cursing so much at my
I hate
stream
modeling
because
in there or UV mapping. I like to do it on Maya.
And then I can't. And then the trusting that what I see in there is what I'm going to see in After Effects are two different things. Like I'd update something and I'd look in there and I'd be like, why the fuck does this look different?
Oh, so you're transferring it like the raw file over to After Effects and then seeing how the render comes out?
The C4D I'd bring into After Effects as in Element 3D, the Video Copilot.
Oh, that's a weird way to do it. So
because I like using video. I didn't want to have to animate it in Cinema 4D because I'm not familiar with it. And so actually, three things that fucked this all up is that the model that I found that I was gonna alter and change and everything was a Google SketchUp file.
Oh, okay.
So I knew that Cinema 4D natively accepts those. So I was like, okay. And I made everything perfect in SketchUp. Then I bring it into Cinema 4D and it's like, this your logo that has a transparent background, we're just going to put it white opaque. And I could not, that took me like 5 hours to figure out how to get around that because I couldn't find an easy answer anywhere. And so I was able to figure out that texture map. I got that figured out. I just had to replace the texture map. Anyways, long-winded way. It was a pain in the ass. But it turned out
the hard way. Because so you should have just exported out a frame sequence from Cinema 4D and then import that into After Effects.
But I don't know how to animate. I'd have to watch tutorials on how to animate in Cinema 4D.
Now we're geeking out. We're chat
because one of the reasons why I wanted to use Element 3D is because I'm familiar with that and I love how quickly that works in After Effects.
What's Element 3D? I don't know what that is.
That's Video Copilot's 3D engine for After
Effects. Okay. Video
Copilot
stuff.
And it takes object file, OBJ files, and it takes Cinema 4D files natively.
What are you, new?
Download Andrew Kramer's free plugin for After Effects called Orb. It's at Earth.
That's a good
creator.
one.
It's freaking awesome.
They have a lot. They have a lot of good freebie. I use SureTarget all the time too.
I want to get it all this. I want to get his explosions.
But yeah, so the most amount of time after I figured out the texture map thing, getting the brick background lighted the way I wanted, and then but actually I spent more time on the shadow of the pinball machine because I had it all figured out. I'm like, well, this looks wrong, and how do I get this? And for whatever reason, my lights were not interacting with the 3D object correctly the way I wanted it to. So I had to actually cheat that shadow. But
some people really cheat and they just paint the shadow on the textures behind.
What did I end up doing?
That's what they do in video games and stuff. Sometimes.
I took my comp. I made a duplicate of it in another comp in After Effects. I took a camera and I pointed it at the opposite angle, and then I just did a matte fill to make a shadow, and then I brought that into my original comp, flipped it on its x-axis, and then it actually looked right once I scaled it. So it just
floated above the texture,
and then I just put it on the same plane, and that was the only way I was able to get it to work the way I wanted it to.
Don't make them touch each other because then you get Z fighting. So you got to have it raised a teeny bit.
Yeah. So it was.
You did it really different, but at least you got it working. I guess
I got it working.
Social distancing of animation. Don't let them touch.
It it made me so happy when it was done though, like because I was like, this is what I originally, that was my thing. I want to do, because this isn't really an arcade game, it's not a video game, so I need a new intro. But I spent a fuck ton. I spent 2 full days to get that.
You should do, okay, Jim, just for next time. I noticed, okay, just a slight critic thing here, just because I do this stuff, is that I noticed your camera movement sliding into the pinball thing. The ease in it changed somewhere during the path on the way to it. So in Cinema 4D has a really good, you should just watch one tutorial on it, because they're all over YouTube, of how to do an animation sequence for that. So because you just put the camera in different spots and then you link them all together and it'll flow right into with ease and everything for
the
same thing did. It's just you did that animation probably in After Effects, right?
I did. And I spent a shit ton of time. I spent a shit ton of time using the graph editing to change the velocity.
See,
because it always wants to like it always wants to go like
after
no matter what you do.
After it hits
it's very hard on an axis for it to keep the same velocity.
It's way
I spent a shit ton of time.
Cinema 4D. So
I'll have to check that out.
Next time, check a YouTube video, because
great. Now I'm going to do this tonight. I'm going to spend 10 hours. No, I'm just kidding.
I know we're not going to see the second one of your videos for like 3 weeks, because you're going to disappear.
Oh fuck no!
You should have kept all your 3D work in the 3D program and just export out the image sequence, and then then you don't have to deal with that and after later.
But that's true. But and I was actually thinking about animating it all the way back in SketchUp, but learning new keyframes and how things animate and stuff is another.
It's not as bad as you think. It's not. No? You can learn it in for something like that. You can learn that in like a half hour to an hour. Just watch a YouTube video and follow along, and just put in like,
because like I tried learning the animation with SketchUp, and it's bullshit. It's like you have to add the
not SketchUp. That's different. No, that's dumb. No, just all you do YouTube, just type in like animate a camera in Cinema 4D, and there's tons of videos on that. It's way easy. You'll do it and you'll go, oh, why did I do this before? It's so easy.
Jim, regardless of the challenges you had, it looked freaking awesome.
It did look good. It looked great.
It was professionally done.
Yeah. You should put the link if you haven't yet in the IRC.
I think someone posted it. It's okay. But it was fun.
How long did it take you to edit that part 1 video?
Oh, I don't know.
Good question.
You go round it to days if you have.
Like Jim's just talking about like stuff like talking about the Penn Stadium lights. He like goes and like shows a top view version with like where the strips are going to go, and that they're going to be just below the playfield glass. And it's like, oh my God, it's so detailed. I would have just said it and kept going. And
I know.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
but Carrie, I was talking to Carrie. Was it the night before I posted, or was it yesterday? Where I was like, well, I'm expecting on a good day 127 views, and for all this work, and I think before the show I was like, ooh, 131.
Yeah.
What's it at right now?
I don't know, but it's I've gotten good it's a labor of love. I've got good responses. In fact, I was talking about this earlier. I was talking to on Slack about how I got responses already from 2 of the mod companies that have seen the video, because I posted it on Pinside and then on Clav, and it was funny because like they've both said kind of the same thing about how like, oh, thanks for the video, we always appreciate seeing someone else install these, and it's a great video, and we've already started modifying our instructions because we don't always think of everything, and blah blah blah. And then at the end of the video, I was talking about how I messed up the gobstopper sign. I broke the LED strip, and granted, I recorded this video. I want to say it's the end of March, because at the beginning of the video I talk about how many games I've got. So, and it says like March 27th. So
how many plays you have on it and stuff.
Yeah, plays. And so it was like, so at end of March, I started recording this.
900 plays.
and so Mesomods is
10.
like, we've sent you,
Nah,
we've got a new LED strip in the mail. And I'm like, well, I don't need it now because I've already replaced it. This was, that was the end of March.
By the way, Jim, I was going to say, you can fix that when you bent that thing. You can take the top plastic off of that LED strip and you can just dab it with a soldering thing and it'll come back to life. Yeah, I was going to, but it's already too late. You already fixed it. But yeah, you could have fixed that though. I've done
I
LED
thought about
stuff
it.
in my
I still have it right here. It's sitting on my, I don't know why I kept this around. I know I thought about that too. And I was like, it's just going to be easier to just get it. Took me 2 days to get a whole new roll.
There you go. I mean, Amazon, they sell those, like there's a million of them on Amazon, the different types and stuff.
But
so.
And now you're getting yet another little strip of them.
Yeah, I know. I'll be interested to see what what some of those guys say in my upcoming videos, because I'm not going to say who, but one of the companies, I think I may have reamed a little bit in what I say about like what were they thinking type of things, but it is what it is. I would say at least a third, maybe 40% of the mods I installed, I ended up changing in my own way because I didn't agree with their instructions or how it was built.
Yeah.
And then Chris Rhodes called me, and he had a similar. He had questions, and he's like, Jim, I just got this mod. And what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, I went through the same thing, And so we had similar conversations. But
so on Pinside, did you post that on the Wonka thread?
On the Wonka Golden Tickets thread, and then I actually made my own thread too.
Okay, you probably get some viewers from that, some like subscribers, because
I got a few.
Pinball people are always they're always hungry for some YouTube content, because there's starting to get to be a little more now, but in the past there's just not a lot of YouTube channels. There's Straight Down the Middle and a couple other ones out there.
I was reluctant to post on Pinside because, but I've got nothing but so far positive responses.
Well, you think you would? I mean, you actually discovered something that was pretty interesting there on the Gobstopper shooter with a spring. Most people wouldn't even catch that.
It took me. It was like I played like 3 games, and I'm like,
it's not shooting as good as it used to.
Why is it not shooting as hard? Like it just the ball. It took a lot of effort to get the ball to go around the entire orbit, and then I don't know if I Googled it or what. No, I thought I found a different thread. It had nothing to do with Wonka, and someone was talking about the compression spring for the rod, and they were talking about, and it was like 3/4 of an inch or whatever, and so I pulled it out, and I'm like, well, shit, this is like an inch, and then I realized what was going on, that it was recessed in that plunger.
Good catch.
It took me a little bit of it was like $1 for the spring, but
then like I said, $10 in shipping. That's what I was saying. That's why I was asking.
With UPS, like I could totally look that up, but I ended up buying like Mock.
You have to buy more shit. Yeah.
If you like, I don't know if you were asking because you needed a spring, but I bought like 5 of them because I was like, well, I might as well, because they were like 50 cents or $1. Yeah. But I have all these extra parts because Pinball Life was like,
I remember I went through my back when I had Whitewater. I went through with all the LED or all the bulb lights, and I made notes of, okay, I need 15 blues and I need 16 yellows, and I need of what I wanted to do and stuff, and you always end up fucking it up. You get like too many or not enough of a certain color, or you got a color that doesn't look quite right in there.
I have so many.
I have tons of bulbs and stuff from doing
my problem is I never take inventory before I order shit. And so I'm like, I don't have that. I'm pretty sure I'm out. I don't have that part.
Well, what fucked me up too is that there was some were LED already. So I'm like, okay, I don't need that one, but I need this one. And then I usually order an extra 1 or 2 of every whatever I do, because sometimes you get one in and it doesn't work. So it's good to get because you don't want to pay another $8 in shipping
for
whatever
one
it
bulb,
is for a single 37-cent bulb or whatever, or dollar or whatever. They're under $1. I know that they're cheap.
Yeah, that's
it's like
the big clusters.
I think it's 36 cents or something. Yeah, they're cheap bulbs.
Those ones are more expensive.
Well, every time you order something, it's like, well, I got to make it worth it for the shipping and stuff.
Right.
And you order
so
a bunch.
Buy extra.
Yeah. And
so
then you buy extra so that you don't have to. So if I ever need this again, I have extras. And then I either look in the wrong place or I don't take inventory ahead of time. And now I have like 80 parts of something that I'm never going to need.
So and then in like 40 years, you're basically the next Bob Roberts.
So something I do,
and then I go to my storage unit and I discover that I had like all this other shit too. Yeah.
Right.
So something I do on my pins that I don't think, Jim, you'll probably have to do on yours because you have Pin Stadium lights, but I usually buy on, I forget what pinball site it is, but it's an LED strip that's about this long, and I usually get it in white, and it's got a little cable on the end of it with alligator clips, and then it just glues on the back part where the ball return is, and you glue it inside there, and it shines outward, and you don't see it doesn't shine in your eyes, but it shines out because you have it right against, so it shoots out on the playfield. So the first, I don't know, about 5 or 6 inches from there will be lit up, so it lights up some of the playfield for you. So if it's ever dark in there, that's something I usually do on most of my pins. I did on Tron, and I think I put like a kind of a black light LED strip in that one, so the playfield kind of glows a little bit.
That reminds me, I gotta email the Pin Stadium people once I post part 4, because that's where I install
part 4.
It's a 4-part series.
I thought it was just part 1 and 2.
17 mods. Did you not see the part where you did 17 mods and you got through 3 on the first video?
I got 4. Well, I got
4.
through 3.5 because the gobstopper in part 1 is not resolved.
Yeah, that's
right.
And then, the mushrooms. I think they go fast.
And I was hoping, so.
There's one part where Jim's working on something that I go, God damn it, Jim, why don't you fast forward through this part? And then all of a sudden he goes fast, and I'm like, oh, thank God.
I even made that fast forward button in the color scheme of Wonka.
I noticed that.
You did a nice job with that.
I noticed that touch.
Next part 2. What do I get through in part 2? I think I get through another 4 or 5 mods, because basically I hammer out the most difficult. Like I started with 2 easy ones, and then I started getting, and then once I got to the signs, I'm like, I might as well get through all the most complicated ones where I have to lift the playfield up and save the easy ones for at the end. But
I was just going to say, how many times have you lifted that playfield now for the mods?
Enough that I can do it in my sleep.
Yeah. I know you're really careful. The first time you opened it, I'm like
I got a
automatic when you do it now.
I got to kick them out of it, Mock, when you're like, oh, you should remove the balls. I'm like, no, it's a Jersey Jack.
It makes me cringe. I heard the ball roll. I was like, oh,
clack. Yeah.
So
I've done that before.
All the Jersey Jack games have a preventative cover. It's like a one-way door that prevents the balls from falling out. But once in a while you'll get one that drops into the shooter lane, and that just goes around the orbit. It just goes around the orbit, so you don't have to worry about it.
That's slick.
When what was his name, Chris, when he came over and installed everything and he was coaching me through it, he's like, and I'm like, don't I need to remove? And he's like, no, the Jersey Jack stuff you don't need to.
I try to remember to do it on all mine, just in case. I don't want to break a plastic on the playfield because the ball just goes flying.
It's just flying,
yeah. You've had that, Andrew, right?
Well, I've never actually had it happen, but I always do. Like I said, I use the little telescoping
that's
magnet.
Cool.
Yeah. Thing. Just
where do you get a telescoping magnet?
One of these.
Where do you get that?
Like a pen thing, and then it telescopes out. I don't know, just a hardware store.
They have I think it was Pinball Life. I was looking for something to fill up my order, and I bought one of the little bendable magnet things.
See, I'd like that for like if I drop like a screw or something that's really hard to get to.
Well, I bought these back mostly when I was working on cars.
Okay.
So so for car stuff, it's like you drop a screw or something like that. It's like you're down in the engine bay grabbing stuff.
Hold on to your lug nuts.
I bought one of those, and then I bought the little demagnetizer set for your screwdrivers. Which works great.
Those are awesome. Yeah. It's funny, I've got so many that I've run through that like are my screwdrivers. I know which ones are magnetized and which ones aren't.
Oh,
I have ones that have just naturally just from working on stuff.
Working on them, they get magnetized.
Yeah, they get magnetized. It's like, all right, I know that's a good one for grabbing shit.
Yeah, mark it with a pin.
Or for holding on the screws when you're trying to drive them in.
Hey, Jim, do you have a ratchet set?
Nice.
Have you got a 10 mil?
My dad's got a killer set of tools. He can fix it.
Do you have that type of ratchet set that's for the screws that are all over a play field though on a pinball machine? The one that's like looks like a screwdriver, but it's just for those hex screws. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
There's
I've got like 3 ratchet sets, and
so like something like that, where it's like
not that.
While their socket ends, you can put on a ratchet head.
Oh,
and then they're either hex or you can get security bits for them as well.
Okay, I was thinking of the ones that look like screwdrivers and they're all different sizes.
Oh,
and you just grab them. Yeah, that's
like
what I use.
Like Torx.
Torx. That's what they are. Yep. I guess.
Yeah, I've got a set.
Yep. Okay, that's what I usually use for.
So I've got a set of Torx bits too, but yeah.
Yep. Yeah. No, I haven't come across anything.
When I first got my first pin when I bought Spider-Man from Keith, he came over and he told me the things I need to order. Okay, you need to order this. You need to get that. You need a leveler. You gotta, and it's like and a soldering gun. It's like $300 later.
So honestly, the one tool set that I did not have going into this that I'm glad I bought, I found a thread like that where it's like, here's what we recommend
tools,
you get.
Yeah.
The fucking dentist tool set, the pick set.
Dental picks.
For threading those wires through the play field. That was a lifesaver.
Oh wow, Andrew, you're really
those are nothing but bits. They're all security bits in various sizes.
Tits, bits, dicks.
Fancy.
What? No.
Look at you boys showing off your tools on air.
Yeah, super involved. I fix it. So this is actually a lot
These
of
are the really tiny
for,
fuckers.
Yep, and they go down.
That's more than the 10 that Kevin Dillon had in the Blob.
But it includes like some of the one-way screws and stuff like that. But yeah,
my dad's got this killer.
Don't lose any of them, or you lose your job.
We can fix it.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah, no, it was funny. Like when you pulled out those pics during the video, you're like, Jim, you're like,
set of tools.
it's almost like they're like sort of, the dental things, and it's like, yeah, that's exactly what those are called. Those are called like dental picks.
I think they are.
But I'm like, what do I call it? Yeah, and oh my god, I got stabbed a few times because I put them in my pocket.
They're super sharp, and I swear to God, like I made that joke many times. Every time I even look at these fucking tools, I stab myself with them. It's like I look at them in the shelf, and it's I'm getting stabbed.
I think it was like the 45-degree one, the 45-degree one. I put in my pockets. I knew I was going to use it for the video, and so I had the camera because I didn't want to have to spend time walking off camera because that'd be another edit. So I'm like, all right, I know I'm going to probably need this. Yeah. So Carrie, I put it in my pocket, and I'm like, all right. And I bent over and went bam right in here.
Carrie, do you have this? Do you have a
penis?
A tortilla blanket?
Wow, look at that.
That looks like something. That looks like shit.
I know. It looks like it's.
Is it poop?
Stained.
Is it poop? Yeah, is it poop?
Poop stains.
You guys are.
Yeah, come on.
Let's make a burrito. I'm gonna make a burrito. I'm a burrito.
That's Mock's fart blanket. Just
show title.
I've seen
I'm
those
a burrito.
advertised. That's awesome. Because they look great. It's so
smell something.
That looks like a good tortilla too. Because it's like if
it's like all toasted. It's a shit stain.
It's charred to perfection.
No, I bought that for Patty, and she was like, "Oh my god!"
Is it round?
Yeah, it's a round. It's totally a round. Yeah. It's hard to tell, but yeah, it's round.
Gabriel says he's a human burrito.
Yeah, it is round. It's just hard to tell. There you go, curve.
That's awesome.
That's fun. Yeah, they have pizza ones too.
I'm making a pizza tonight.
Put on the
actually.
blanket and get hungry.
Pizza.
Flour on a pizza. Oh dear God.
So,
But no ball has dropped out of that trough. That it
good.
works well. Yeah. And to answer Seabart's question, probably at least 10 hours to edit that first video. Probably at least. I mean, I always feel like if 10 minutes per minute of edited video is usually pretty good pace. I usually say.
How many cameras did you have set up for that whole thing?
Just two. And I run into, you'll see in the next parts, I run into some snafus where I don't even know exactly most if I miss a shot with one camera, I know it's something whether I forgot to hit record or the battery is out or the memory card's full, one or the other. But I ran into an issue like between parts 3 and 4 where I lost from one camera a solid chunk of footage. I don't know what happened at all. I'm just clueless. I'm usually pretty good about after I record footage, dumping it onto my computer and stuff, but I don't know what happened. So like for like 2 or 3 mods that I installed, I was down to one camera, and luckily it was the better of the 2 cameras. But so I don't know, but yeah, I was shooting with 2 cameras the entire time. And then my mic setup was recording on my desktop. So it was a lot to put together because you have to sync all that stuff up. You got 2 cameras and another mic that are all separate. And I've got software that does that, but it's still pretty tedious.
So Carrie hasn't been over to play it yet, right?
No, not yet.
Phooey.
She doesn't even know it exists.
I know.
She doesn't believe me.
I'm gonna walk in. I'll be like, surprise.
Yeah, that's Jim's just doing like CGI trickery. It
Mark's
doesn't
been
really
helping
exist
me.
in that
Yeah.
corner.
It's all green screen.
Exactly. Yeah, precisely.
Someone else's
This
video.
is all
Someone else's
3D
screen,
modeled the whole
dude.
thing. That's how good he's gotten now.
Yeah. And Mark's been coaching me really well.
Hey Jim, has anybody been over to play? I know
34s.
there's COVID going on, but have you had any friends come over? Anybody yet?
Not one, man.
Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah,
It is. And all my friends
play
that I
with
normally
people.
invite over for game nights are like, I can't wait to play.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's great. Yeah.
It's
I'm
pretty
starting to learn
fun.
things though. I'm learning a lot
Teaser.
more about it though. It's exciting. Like I played one game. Typically, I
learning-
played one game before the show, and it was a
learning
good
the game rules, right?
Not for the score, but it was a really good game because I figured a couple things out where I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, you got to do this when it says this, and
Yeah, most games will have like either something you need to do to get the extra ball, or maybe a certain score you need to reach to get that extra ball, and look into that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, I figured out some things about like where you need to like when to get Wonka bars and when to like I learned a few new little like, oh, so that's how you score big here, and
Like stacking stuff and
stacking
yeah,
things.
and you can stack
for
you
big
can
stack a
stack
lot.
so many
Yeah.
multi-balls in this game. It's ridiculous.
Mhm.
You have like 3 different multi-balls going at once.
You're right.
And it's
Like
a 6-ball game, so like it gets over. I like that though. It gets
Oh
overwhelming.
yeah. In Medieval Madness, if you kill 2 castles, the scoop where the wizard thing is blinks, and that's for extra ball. So anytime you go up to a Medieval Madness, kill 2 castles, that's the first thing you should try to do, because that'll open up the extra ball. No matter what, it doesn't matter what score you have. You kill 2 castles, it gives you the opportunity for an extra ball in the wizard scoop there.
Okay.
So that's just stuff like that. It's just kind of
Yeah.
cool to know.
It's like
'Cause-
Judge
Yeah.
Dredd, if you hit finish the crime scenes, which are just single shots, that's what lights extra balls. So I think it's the 6th or 7th crime scene. And that's
So
just
like the sniper one, is that a scene like that?
well, no. I mean, like, so crime scenes are the rectangular shots that are lit randomly on the playfield.
Oh, okay.
And so if you hit 6 of those, and then if you hit, so there'll be like 2 or 3 lit when you start the game. You kill those 3, and then 2 or 3 more will light. And then if you get up to 7 of hitting just those, just real simple shots, just roll the ball past it. No combos, no special.
Yeah, you're just hitting the shot. Yeah.
Hit those shots.
Hit the
It
lit- hit the
might be a
shot.
ramp, might be, whatever, but it's independent of the game modes. So you
And
hit
then-
those, but if you hit 7, that lights the extra ball. And the extra balls are super easy to hit.
Oh,
But you got to get
Ah,
crime scenes.
okay.
So it's stuff like that where so you just learn the basic rules of like,
and that doesn't matter on score. It's just a matter of hitting those shots. See, that's
but
what
it's
I
the
mean,
same thing
Jim,
you're
like,
talking about. It's
stuff like that. Yeah.
When I'm playing, I shoot just crime scenes just to get that extra ball, that first extra ball lit, because then you can continue to hit crime scenes to light more extra balls.
Yeah, that's
But
really cool.
just get the first one for sure lit, and then you got 4 balls in your game.
Yeah.
I'm learning that with Wonka and in a lot of the multi-ball modes, in order to complete them, I didn't realize this, but the gobstopper opens up just like it would if you're trying to sink a ball in there for a multi-ball, and that's how you get the jackpot. That's how you actually finish some of these modes. And then figuring out what all the stuff means on. I watched a video and it helped me a lot, but figuring out what everything means on the LCD, like what does everything represent, and what is that? How does that correlate with the play field? And that's slowly starting to make a lot more sense, and how all that stuff works and what you're supposed to do during this mode. And now if I can cradle the ball and watch the play field and look at the lights and stuff, that helps tremendously. Yeah. Like the track balls,
gives you a second to pause and like look at all the shit that's going on, see what's lit.
Yeah, because there is so much going on in that LCD. Like
that's why it's good to learn how to bounce and cradle a ball, so that way you can like take a breath and then see what's lit and see what you need to do. So there's techniques like that are good to learn. Yeah.
No penis.
Yeah, exactly.
What's up, Gabby?
Hi, no penis.
Hey there.
Talking about penis. As soon as I come in.
Someone say penis?
Exactly.
I need another glass of wine.
Did you enjoy Dolls with the Blob?
I know. Well, that was really funny because I have seen the Dolls. The last time I saw it was like in '89.
Yeah, that's
when I got into all of my horror films. I saw that. I saw Nightmare on Elm Street, Poltergeist, and that was the last time I saw it was back then. So I kind of remember, well, no, not kind of. I really do remember because I don't allow porcelain dolls in my house. Get that crap out of here. Nobody needs that. No. But I do vividly remember like the skeleton like figure inside of the dolls. That was just like,
it's creepy, like a shrunken head.
Yeah,
it's disturbing a little bit that he crunches the doll heads. That there's a mummified person inside it.
That's a person that's been shrunk down, and now they're the people that are captured there as dolls.
They're like mummified, sort of,
voodoo doll or mini mummy.
Yeah, and they're sizzling a little, they're bubbling a little bit when they.
You knew that.
I think one of them had a maggot come out of its. Like,
probably. But that family at the end, like they're gonna become the next round of dolls.
Yeah.
So, bratty kid and two.
Maybe they will. Parents. Maybe not. It depends if they're good or not. They're being put through a test. Do you notice the little girl's looking at a Hansel and Gretel book at the beginning? It's sort of like foreshadowing the whole kind of storybook kind of tale that we're going to be watching, because it's very storybooky like that.
And it's funny because like when that came up, I was actually thinking Hansel and Gretel. Like, it's like, are they going to cook them? Is this going to be like one of those like creepy bake? Like, was it the Tales from the Dark Side movie? Where it's like a little boy who's like the happy mom is going to like turn him into like the roast for like all of her friends
to eat him. Yeah. Like, what were you thinking about the two old people?
I love Tales from the Dark Side.
Like right off the bat, or were you and warlocks, or what did you think of the old people at the beginning? Like, did you think they were involved or not? Or
I mean, yeah, kind of. Yeah. I mean, it's like felt like it had to be like their thing.
Yeah.
A creepy old couple, and they were kind of creepy from the beginning.
They were a little bit. And I like how he's like, "Oh, I spilled my red paint."
Yeah, right.
We
saw that as the audience. We already saw what happened, so we knew that was bullshit.
Yeah, we know he's lying.
Yeah,
you're a liar.
We saw the girl's nipple, and I totally nailed it. Which girl we're gonna see her nipples? And just saying.
Do we?
Yeah, I said Madonna. We're gonna see Madonna's nipple.
When did you see that?
Oh,
when she gets dragged on the floor, her top gets pulled down, and her.
I didn't even notice.
Wow! Little like pop-up video moment, like with an arrow pointing nipple. Actually, that movie kind of
it was not that subtle. Her nipple was like.
How did I miss that?
Her whole top.
Maybe I was peeing.
Her whole top was like getting yanked down. and her boob was like hanging out. For a
Wait,
while.
can you
I didn't even
recreate
notice.
this?
Yeah,
Demonstrate. Yeah.
I just need to get a Madonna halter top, and I can fucking show you exactly.
Have you guys seen what's that movie? The
In
Wax Museum,
Waxwork.
It kind of reminds me of that, where there's like real people under the
Inside,
wax.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that one. That's the
Yep.
Wax Museum or something.
Wax
yeah.
Museum, something like that. And,
Yeah, Art of Wax or
Vincent Price. kind of-
yeah, there's
yeah.
Vincent
From
Price and there's a
Tucson's?
remake version
Yeah.
too. But there's live people underneath the wax on that one. That one's disturbing too to
Like
watch.
people under the stairs. You guys are
Oh,
talking
we gotta
about-
watch that one. Andrew, do you have that?
That is a
yet?
fun one.
I don't think I have
Yeah.
that one.
I
That
just
one's
watched
funny.
that like
That one's a
We've
funny
seen that one
movie.
pretty recently.
talked about
Jim
it,
and I
though.
have.
Did you like that one, Carrie?
We
at
watched
all?
that together.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
we
no,
did watch
yeah,
that together. Yeah.
We did watch it together, and because I had seen it originally, and I think Jim, you hadn't seen it.
Did you like it, Jim?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
Andrew, you gotta write
wasn't.
that
There
one down.
wasn't
It's
as
really
much.
fun.
I would put that like if you took Goonies and made it PG-13.
It's not gory or anything really.
I was gonna
I
say
don't remember.
It's like-
know
Oh, the
a little
Burbs.
off.
Yeah.
Yes, I think people
That's comedy.
kind of has like a Burbs because the Burbs is kind of comedy with Tom Hanks.
See, I don't
And-
remember being a lot of gore in that movie though.
No,
Okay.
it's not,
No.
except for the trunk at the ending
Yeah.
where the trunk opens and it's full of skeletons, but it's not gory. It's supposed to be like kind of a horror-ish, but it's not.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
like horror comedy, but like more comedy than horror.
I just remember the parents being a riot to watch and people under the stairs because they're such fucked up
Oh, yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know.
Looking through the window and they're, who are you? Where? Get out of here!
And the dad dresses. I don't want to ruin it. Wait till because Andrew hasn't seen it. So yeah, we'll wait.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
good. But it reminds me though, like it's not your adult R-rated horror movie. It's more of like it's like. Have you guys seen Return to Oz?
Yes, that's
Where it's like
very
a
creepy, I
creepy
think.
kid. It's supposed
Oh,
to be a
like the
kids movie,
Wheelers.
but it's creepy.
The chicken. I remember the chicken in the movie.
That's a good movie. I haven't seen that in years either.
Oh, that's a really good movie.
Again, like what they thought was like, hey, this is for kids. It's like, what?
No.
Terrified me.
Yes, you know what? That's the same thing. Like the Dark Crystal or the Last
Mhm.
Unicorn. A lot of people. Well, you and I are kind of the same age, Jimbo, or we are.
Yeah, I
around
mean,
the-
I'm 25.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then I'm
No,
old.
No, I'm not. I'm just kidding.
I'm about to turn.
Me too.
I'm turning
You old
30
man, you.
again.
God, you're 25?
Yes.
Yeah, I have ageism.
I'm 23.
Yeah.
I thought you were
You're
way
an
younger
old
than me.
man.
And he's a lot younger than us. I'm turning 30 this year for like the 6th or 7th time.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
You and Raquel Welch.
Yeah. I forget. I can't remember. But that's the thing is that a lot of people don't remember. I don't know if you ever watched The Last Unicorn or
Mm-mm.
you didn't, or
Oh,
the
the animated movie. Yeah.
Yes. Well, it has a lot of like Mia Farrow is the voice of one of the characters in The Last Unicorn, and so is Jeff Bridges, which
Oh.
Mm.
Jeff
I don't know
Bridges,
if you guys knew that. And they did also a lot of animation for a lot of Japanese animated movies that are now released through yes.
I've never seen The Last Unicorn, but I've heard good things about it.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it on streaming services, but I've never watched
Yeah, I've heard about
Oh,
it.
well,
Wait,
Jeff
can
Bridges-
you quote this movie? Unicorns. They were unicorns.
Unicorns.
Does your
What?
hand? I don't
Nothing.
know.
I dream of unicorns.
That
and I'm a
was from
robot.
Never Ending Story. when he's like, your teacher
Oh,
says you've been
no.
drawing all kinds of things, and he's like playing with his fingers, like unicorns. They were unicorns, huh?
Wow.
Nothing.
No one
Yeah,
lives
I
forever.
would-
but
I
then
know,
again, who
me some
does?
Never Ending Story.
Yeah, you're tighter on that one than I am, for sure.
Yeah,
you know what I
no,
mean.
I'm not either. And
The
actually,
Jack Black version.
yeah,
Have you seen that one? I think it's the third one or second one. I know Jack Black is the bad bully in Never Ending Story. I think I want to say 3.
Oh, that's right. The sequels. Yeah.
Where he
'cause
steals the book. And
I
he's
never-
able to
I didn't-
create wishes
I never
and-
saw the third one. I saw the second one. I'm like, this is terrible.
I never
Jack
saw
Black's
like-
a big
it's a-
dick.
it's
The
a-
first
it's
time
a
I've seen him as
kid.
an asshole.
But the first sequel, this Neverending Story 2, they changed Sebastian, the actor. It turned into the kid from was it Sequest or whatever?
Sequest, yeah. He
He
killed himself. He hung
yeah,
himself in real life.
and his dad was played by what's his name? Henry Shipp, who played Barry Allen in the 90s Flash series. John Wesley Shipp.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
The Flash show.
But it was that was a terrible movie too, because it's like if he made wishes,
he loses memories.
The evil empress or queen her power. Yeah,
he loses memories every time he makes a wish.
Yep.
And they showed a ball roll into the thing. I watched it with my daughter all the time.
Yeah, I know. And then to win at the end, he had to, because he was afraid of jumping into a pool, diving into a pool. He had to jump into the waterfall. And that brought him into the real. It was dumb as fuck.
No, you know how he defeated the evil witch is that he goes.
He wishes
his last
she had a heart.
Wishes that she has a heart, and then it ruins everything because now she has to be good. Dumb.
Cool. It was so bad.
We're not watching that one.
But no, we're not.
Yeah, but I don't blame you, Mark. I wasn't a huge Neverending Story fan, but James actually knows Atreyu. Like he actually, what's his name? Noah.
The actor.
Yes, that he actually knows him, but I'm not a huge Neverending Story fan. I'm more of a Page
First
Master.
one's cool.
Yeah, and the behind the scenes stuff for that, how they made some of that is amazing. Like
I give it to how I always feel like the movies back then were just made with more creativity than CGI or computer graphics.
They had to be
a lot of practical and miniatures and things like that were for that movie.
And people back then, like audiences, movies were made for people with thick skin. Like if you like look at all the like some of the scary or even the sci-fi movies or even the stuff that was like PG, and you bring that stuff into nowadays, and it's like holy shit, half that stuff wouldn't even be in the theater or not even with the ratings.
Jim, can you share on the screen what I posted in Slack?
That's really funny because that's how I feel about the Dark Crystal. I watched that as a child. I'm a huge Jim Henson fan, and when I tried to show my children that, they were
that's evil.
Yeah,
that's evil.
Yeah,
the swamps of sadness. No,
that was my story about driving the Volkswagen through fucking Wyoming.
Yeah, I look at it's like it's on loop for 3.5 hours. The most depressing, sad. Jim, you're just talking about like people were like have thick skin back then, because that's like a gut wrenching, horrible scene.
Terrible, yeah.
It really is. Like,
watching a child's, it
was Horsey dying, sinking. Yeah,
I think there are memes on there.
Oh my god! YouTube Punk in chat just posted a cosplay of that scene.
Oh, Jesus!
With a little kid dressed as a
what's the wolf's name in that movie?
Floor. That's just wrong on so many levels.
That's stalking Atreyu. What's his name? The Andrew, do you remember that? The name of the wolf, the beast that's tracking Atreyu, that is chasing him. What's his name? I can't remember his name. But that creature was all animatronic, and they could move his head like in 59 different directions and stuff. Like
the horse?
No, the wolf. The that was tracking them. The nothing. No, it's not the nothing. It was like the
minion of the nothing or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, the evil wolf thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have to Google that because it's gonna drive me fucking nuts.
Yeah,
he
does. Yeah, obviously he has a name. I don't remember.
And all the miniatures and stuff they use for like the rock biter and stuff. Like, God, it's so amazing. And they shot all that in Germany, didn't they? Like that was a movie made in Germany, and then
I always thought it was weird. Those moon people that like shoot lasers out of their eyes, and he's got to like jump through that area.
Oh, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Yeah,
no, but it's
the
so
giant
weird.
statues that were like out of the Lord of the Rings.
But they're cool looking though.
Yeah.
Their eyes slowly start to open.
It's like Quark or something like that. wolf name. That's a Google search. Gwork. Gmork. Gmork.
Of course.
Mork.
Gmork.
Yeah.
Gmork. No,
Never
it's a
would've guessed
German
that.
thing.
Or
He's a
Robin Williams.
werewolf and
Have you guys seen that horror movie, The Gate?
Yes.
Yes.
Stephen
Kids in the
Dorff.
backyard.
Stephen,
I
a little
mentioned
Stephen
that.
Dorff.
Yes. I vividly remember that. That's why I don't like digging in my backyard because I got too deep. No. And find a portal going into hell. No.
I just like those little minions running around in that movie. They're so cool.
Yes.
That big guy falls backwards. He turns into a bunch of little minions run over the room, and there's just guys in costumes. Some of it's stop motion. Some of it's people in costumes. I don't know. It's pretty cool. It's fun.
It's really good. I love how they used to make movies back then. That's why I like to rewatch things, especially after I haven't seen them in a while, and then also find a lot of older movies that I haven't seen that I need to watch.
Have you seen Society?
It sounds familiar.
It's about the 2%ers.
Creepy as fuck cover on that Blu-ray DVD too. All
Yeah.
like faces and stretched out.
And that's kind of a little bit of a spoiler. They shouldn't show that
Yeah.
because that's a newer version of the cover, because the other version, the movie poster is like way different. So I think they just do that to attract you to it.
I haven't seen
It's
that.
like Freddy Krueger's body with all the children stuck
Yeah,
inside.
it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
yeah. Hear the cries of the
It's really
children.
fucked up. Yeah.
Okay. No, I haven't seen that. I've seen like Logan's Run, Soylent Green.
People, yeah.
Yes.
Spoiler.
How many years old is that movie?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
not
It's not a
spoiler.
spoiler anymore. We all know it's people.
We all know Soylent Green's people already.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Not
Logan's
everyone
Run.
though. I actually have talked to people about that. Like maybe
Yeah, maybe
Soylent Green joke.
younger
They're like,
kids.
what are you talking about?
Yeah, they don't know
No.
70s movies, maybe. Yeah.
Like my wife.
Don't you
she's-
think they should remake
3 years
Logan's
older than
Run
me.
though? Logan's Run would make a pretty good remake to that, I think.
Yes, they would. Oh, I've got to show you guys. Well, because we're talking about Logan's Run. I've got a whole bunch of posters that I just recently got, and one of them is a Logan's Run, which was actually done on an aluminum background paper.
Oh, weird.
Yes, it's really nice. I love
Is it the
design.
movie poster version?
Yeah, well,
The
kind
hand
of.
and stuff on it? Okay.
What do you mean
Yes.
aluminum background?
Here,
Like
I'll
a
show
foil,
you.
like a foil background, maybe?
Like with,
Yes, you can see this
with foil in it?
silver.
Like is it backlit?
Uh-oh, we're not going to see a refrigerator full of cookies, are we?
No.
God, not
Yeah,
Yeah,
again.
that's right. You've been there. You know, safe.
It's actually got good food, probably.
We might see the froggy
know.
though.
Froggy
Oh, God,
mouth.
the frog.
The froggy mouth.
I also forgot because I know that you have well, see, look, you can see my dark crystal one.
Oh, yes.
But look at this one. I completely forgot about this one.
Oh, I have that poster. I just bought it.
You have this one.
I bought
Oh,
it at Designer Con. Where'd you get it?
Yes.
Did you get it there?
No, I don't. James got it. It was at HCR online in LA.
Oh, no. I went to a Designer Con in LA and I bought it there and I haven't framed it yet. It's a cool
Yeah,
art.
well, that's the same place that I got a few other ones. See, I'm a huge Studio Ghibli fan, so I got Princess Mononoke, also Totoro, and then here's the Logan's Run one I was telling you about.
Oh, no, I've not seen that.
Okay, you see how it has like silver in the background? It's actually the aluminum that it was grafted on. So it's really, I like the design. You can see it kind of.
Yeah, I've not seen that before.
I got it all from the same place that I got all the other posters, including the Dragon Slayer. But I do like the Dark Crystal because when I turn on the Tron, since it's right near it, it blue lights. So it lights up pretty real cool.
Oh, that's cool. No, that's really cool. Yeah, I like that. It's like, so those posters are by a company that they take IPs that are like popular and they get upcoming artists to do their version of like a redone movie poster for it. So
They do all kinds of different IPs too. They're
yeah,
all
like Tron and all
Yep.
sorts of stuff. Yeah.
Well, the company that I got this from is based out in Los Angeles, so maybe it's the same
It might be
artist.
because they had a
Because
booth at the designer con. That's probably what it was. So
There's only a limited,
sorry, Andrew.
there's only a limited amount. That's why we
Oh.
ended up getting it, because I think there was only 100 release. Hold on, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, they have limited release of stuff too.
Yeah, it's all
Oh,
limited
it's the
edition
same
stuff they
place.
do. They're beautifully lithographed though. Yeah,
Yeah, they're-
I have that poster. I have 2 of them.
Oh, no. Keith would want one.
Cool. Yeah, maybe we'll figure that out.
So
Okay.
it's called hcgart.com, and they're based out in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Same place. That's where I got all my posters from. We got a whole bunch of them. And we also have a few more coming in.
Yeah, those are cool.
Mark, I just posted a behind the scenes. It's only like a 4-minute video behind the scenes of Neverending Story where it's just footage from. It's pretty.
Oh, making
awesome.
the puppets and stuff. Oh, okay. I'll have to watch that later. I'll click
It's only like there's longer ones on YouTube, but that I just found that one and I was like, oh,
yeah, I love those puppets and stuff that he puts in the bottle in his mouth.
So, Andrew, you got the same one, the Dragon Slayer one?
Yep.
You did. You too,
I
Mom?
do.
I have it. Yeah,
Same thing. I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
framed mine yet, but yeah.
I haven't either because of COVID, so I'm gonna wait.
Oh, yes. I got it a few weeks ago, too.
Yeah, it's cool.
Mhm.
It's done in a cool style. I have been chatting online with one of the main animators that animated Dragon Slayer. It's because it wasn't just Don Bluth. He's got a
He
team of
just said the
people.
style. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so one of the main animators who animated many of the sequences, Philo Barnhart is his name, and I've become sort of friendly with him on Facebook over the course of about a year, and chatting with him off and on. And I'm thinking about hitting him up, asking him if he would draw me, maybe have him, do a
Commission.
commission a job
Yeah.
of drawing of Dirk and Daphne for
That
him.
would be
He did Space Ace
amazing.
too, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Yes, they
So-
look like the same. He also
Yeah.
did The Last Unicorn. That's Don
I don't know
Bluth.
if he did. I don't know if he worked on that. He's the he worked on after Dragon Slayer later on in his career. He was the art director and came up with the design for the Little Mermaid, which I didn't know, which I thought that was pretty
Oh,
cool.
no. He
So
directed The Last Unicorn.
Don Bluth did?
Yes, he did.
Oh, I don't know about that.
we're still talking about
The-
unicorns.
Yeah.
Unicorns. They were unicorns.
I'm gonna have to
Nothing.
watch that because I have never watched it.
Tune in next week when we talk about pixie
It,
dust.
it happens in like the first 5 minutes of the movie.
I think we were
It's
talking
like-
about that with Modern
Your
Problem.
Your teacher
Yeah, yeah.
says that you
Yeah.
keep drawing horses. They were unicorns.
Mhm.
Oh, I thought you
I
were
like it.
talking about Super Bad, where one of them goes.
Oh fuck
with
that!
a
I saw
kid
it once. It
that
was
has a
kind of funny.
lunchbox Full
Oh,
of
McLovin.
drawings.
Isn't that freaky in that movie, Modern Problems, where Chevy Chase keeps making the guy's nose bleed like crazy?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that whole movie.
He does like the
is-
bewitched thing, and he like
Yeah.
makes his nose bleed.
He
Yeah.
makes all these funny faces
Yeah.
and like the nose is like gushing blood like
Yeah.
Yeah.
crazy.
Gonna have to do a Chevy Chase night.
I also like
Yes.
the part where he
Oh,
makes the guy's balls grow big.
It'd be so hard to narrow it down because there's so many good ones, but then there's also a whole lot of yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was I think I was saying when a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about VCRs that was the VHS tape that I bought when I bought my VCR.
I had that
Caddyshack?
VHS before the
Yep.
DVD. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's like
that
a
was- it
really
was the-
bad Chevy Chase movie?
that was the
What's one of the bad ones?
Caddyshack? Oh, you mean no Modern
Bad.
Problems?
No, what's like a really bad,
Like a bad one.
Oh, what's a bad one?
good Chevy Chase movie, a really bad one.
Oh,
Like maybe Funny Farm or something, or
No, I kind
Funny
of like
Farm was
Funny Farm.
okay.
Funny
That was
Farm was
meh.
cute.
That was meh to me, but it wasn't
Yeah.
horrible.
I thought it was cute. I liked it.
Yeah, that's a bad one. I was just like, ugh. I had to look at his list of films.
might
I'm
have
sure he's
to,
got some
yeah.
stinkers in there.
Yeah, right. Because it's like those are things that just.
I try to forget those.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Fletch.
Yeah,
Oh my
Fletch
God, I
Warrior.
fucking love Fletch. Don't even
Dude,
go there.
Fletch,
Oh my god.
Fletch one I thought was
Fletch-
okay, but
I
then
didn't
after
like
that,
the
it was
Fletch
horrible.
Yeah, the second one awful. But the
Lives,
first
yeah.
one, oh yeah, Fletch Lives was
Hey,
was
Mr.
awful.
Webb,
But the
Can
first
I ask you
Fletch,
something?
Sure
oh
thing.
my God,
Shoot to
I
me.
love it. Yeah,
Danny.
no,
Danny.
When you were my age,
Seems
you
like
ever have
old
trouble
times.
deciding what you wanted to do with your life.
That was a Goldie
nope, that
Hawn
was a good one
film.
when he was with,
No.
nope,
Had
that was,
problem, really.
That was all right. Okay, I haven't seen that one.
yeah, no, that was a good
I didn't think you'd
one. Yeah,
understand.
What Under the
Take
Rainbow?
drugs, Danny?
Remember that
Yeah.
one?
Good.
which one?
No.
Under the
Oh,
Rainbow.
yes, that was horrible.
Nobody remembers that movie. That's a
I
bad
don't remember
one.
that one.
That was a bad
Uh,
one.
That was set in the 1936 or something. It's about him being an
Yeah.
investigator during the time they're filming Wizard of Oz, and
Yeah.
he's in a hotel full of little people, because they're all the Munchkins.
Yeah.
And he's trying to solve a murder mystery with Nazi little people,
Danny, this
and
is
Good
Russia.
memory.
it's
Yeah.
weird, right?
It was bad.
It was bad. Yeah.
It was just, it
Who
was straight
came
up
up with
bad.
that script,
Just
though?
relax.
Coming up with that. Okay.
Yeah.
I mentioned that pitch meeting, okay, we're going to have it where they're filming The Wizard of Oz and there's little people everywhere. It'd be so fucking funny.
Yeah. No, and
It's
it wasn't.
It's not funny.
No.
Because they're like throwing like little people
What did
around.
you shoot today? Oh, I don't keep score, Judge.
Yeah.
Oh, well, how do you measure yourself with other golfers?
Nobody remembers that
I-
movie because it's like
You
it's like been
know,
tucked
you
underneath
should play with
a
Dr. Deeper
mattress
and
somewhere.
myself.
No one remembers that
I
movie.
mean, he's been club champion for 3 years running, and I'm
Yeah.
no slouch myself.
Don't sell yourself short,
Fu-
Judge. You're a
Funny
tremendous
Money.
slouch.
Was a terrible one.
Which one?
Here you go,
Funny
Carrie.
Money.
Oh, Deal of the Century. That wasn't very
I
good.
was born.
Yeah, no, that was bad. Born to love
To
you.
be alive.
Yeah, yeah.
To be
Born.
alive.
He
Yeah,
throws,
born
he
to rub
throws
you,
it
but you
over
were
his
born.
shoulder.
Yeah, you were
Me
born
first.
to rub me first.
Yeah.
Good.
To rub me first.
How do I do?
Yeah.
I was born to love you. I was born to lick your face. I was born to rub you.
So
But you were born to rub me first.
So Sydney Morgan, who plays the slutty girl in that movie and Caddyshack, she talks. I follow her on Facebook, and she talks about how when they shot all those scenes with Chevy Chase, that in the script it just says something vague like, and then Chevy and her have a drink and talk. It doesn't even have lines because the director just let Chevy riff.
It took
Yeah.
me years of like multiple viewings.
She didn't know what to do.
to realize that in that pool scene, she winks at the camera when she's like nipping out. Like she stops, she looks at the camera, winks very subtly, and then like keeps going. I never even noticed that.
So when they
Yeah.
were sitting like at the piano and stuff, like there was no like script or anything. So she had a difficult time because she didn't know what her line was because the director just said, okay, just improv. And she doesn't know how to improv. She wants a script and act from it, right? So they go, just follow Chevy's lead. Let him, because he's gonna be funny, because he's a funny guy. Let him. So she was like having a tough
Lazy
time with it.
writing.
Yeah, it was
I mean, it's
really
one thing to
'cause-
have like improv and like just go with it kind of
Yeah.
thing, but like that's just lazy.
Yeah.
writing.
for that part, the parts with Chevy, a lot of it was improv. Yeah, so she was having a tough
Basho
time
once wrote,
dealing with it, and she was like,
flute with no holes.
okay,
not a
whatever.
flute.
Right.
A donut
So-
with no hole. It's a Danish. Funny guy.
Stupid. Just got the whole movie on there.
I'm just on YouTube. Boop, 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 boop.
Be the ball, Danny.
Yeah, what happened to Chevy? Have you
Kinda
seen him
hard to
lately
keep
in
that
interviews?
one.
He's such a
Once was the
dickhead.
model of the universe.
It makes me so sad.
I know. It's
Right
like
line.
how the mighty have fallen.
I
He's such a
yeah.
crusty curmudgeon.
He turned old and bitter.
Bitter, yeah, he's so
Yeah.
bitter.
But I don't hear any stories of like he used to be such a great guy.
Right. No,
Right.
that's true. It sounds like he was always a dick.
Yeah. If you
Which is
listen to any interviews with Saturday Night
terrible,
Live,
like-
everybody hated him on that show.
Yeah.
When
all
someone
the
is
people from
kind
that,
to their fans
what
and
a dick
stuff,
he
they're
was.
infinitely better. Like just infinitely. Like
He was
they-
he was
they-
only on like a few episodes before he left too. He didn't even make it
Yeah.
through the first season all the way. He quit
Yeah,
to do
that's
movies.
true. He was quickly
got movie
wooed by the
roles.
movies
Yep.
and he was out.
Mm-hmm. Out.
It's like I can think of so many other actors that I would much rather.
And Bill Murray
approach
took
if
his
I
place.
saw them.
Actually, Bill
Yeah.
Murray took Chevy Chase's place.
Ah.
Yeah.
Love Bill Murray.
And
So,
Bill Murray's
yeah.
another one. They just let ad lib all do your own lines.
Yeah. But see, he
Yeah.
wasn't cute like Chevy Chase. 'Cause
He's
back in the day,
ugly.
Chevy Chase was cute. And Bill Murray, never cute.
No.
Hey, pizza face.
Jeez.
Yeah. This is the
Yeah,
Chevy
well.
Chase Hangout, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Actually, we
The
spent
Actors
80%
Studio.
of this talking about movies. Yeah.
What is
Oh,
your
I
favorite
know.
color?
Yeah, right.
Hey, we could just change it to the movie hangout. I mean, we don't have to stick on arcade games.
Yeah.
I do have a recent pickup that I did, but it's not an arcade. It's a jukebox that has.
Put out one guitar.
I know. I could show that just to.
Jukebox.
So is this your first jukebox, or are you like
no,
a
it's
collector?
my first one, honey. It's the first one I have. Let me grab a quarter first.
That is one song that I did not check the volume on.
No.
earlier. It like killed my ears. I can't imagine
levels
what it did for
Oh.
you guys.
It
Levels were a
actually
little
wasn't-
hot.
It was a little loud, but
It
it
was,
wasn't.
it was
actually-
coming in hot.
It wasn't horrible.
Maybe we should change the name of the show to Media Hangout.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wee,
that
wow,
media play.
Or
that
Hangout.
looks so pretty. Nice.
Aw. What is it? What
Does it
media
play
does it
records?
use?
Yeah, what does it play?
It plays
45s?
records, 45s.
Yeah,
Oh,
nice.
wow.
Oh,
Cool.
you got some monkeys in there?
No.
Hey, we're the monkeys.
I
People
think
say
we're
we monkey
alone
around.
now.
Yeah, people say
Yeah,
we
what-
monkey
what-
be
around.
What
anyone.
year is
We're
era?
too busy
do.
singing.
Look
Put
everywhere.
anybody
That's
down.
pretty cool.
Hey, woman.
That's a big footprint, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that go.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah.
Probably built
People
to
Like
last.
behave.
45 singles.
2 quarters get you 5 singles.
Damn. So where'd you get
Damn,
it?
that's cheap.
What's the deal?
We picked it up locally from an older lady who had it in her house, and we're in the South Bay area, and it's a 1970s jukebox. I want to say it's called the Californian one.
So you can put any 45 you want in it. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yes.
Oh, money for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see all.
So it's got 80s in it.
Awesome.
That's really cool.
Super cool. So, how many discs does it hold?
That's a lot.
Yeah, it looked like a lot in that reel.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It holds 100
100. Wow.
records. Yes.
Wow. That's
Cool.
awesome.
That,
No,
that's
it
like
came
that's
fully
way
work-
more than
So
like
it came.
Yay.
Did it come
Damn.
fully working and clean and just ready to plug and play?
It came with the records. It was not fully working. When it switched from A to B, the handle would get stuck. So I guess there's nobody around here that repairs jukeboxes. So we ended up getting the instruction booklet to figure out how to work the mechanics of it and get it going.
James figured it out.
Yeah, it took him just a week.
Sweet.
Yeah.
How much?
Nice
Can I ask
You're
how
not, you're not
much?
throwing him under the bus at all.
150.
Wow, that's a deal. It seems.
that's
Yeah.
that's
It-
fucking
That's,
cheap.
uh,
Goodbye.
That's
Probably
like
a
I loved
steal.
it.
that's a penny a record and
Yeah.
the jukebox.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And the sound system
$1
on
a record.
this is
Yeah,
great.
sorry, bad math
Yeah,
there.
but we knew.
Yeah. No, the sound
You know what I'm
the
saying?
sound
Yeah, I
on
know
this
what you meant.
is really,
We're smelling
That'll
what
be
you're
a
saying.
$1.
I blame this sour.
It's a sour's fault.
So this
wasn't
plays
$1.50, I get it.
really loud. I mean,
I know what you meant.
maybe they can't really hear it.
That's the Monkeys, isn't it?
It is.
So it does have the Monkeys.
And with my luck, they would shut this channel down.
Yeah,
because
I'm a little bit worried about even her just playing money for nothing in the
Oh,
background.
yeah, that's
there,
true.
that,
Good
like
point.
we don't gonna like talk over this.
it's
enough
just
that,
it's
like,
hard to
YouTube doesn't-
predict bands like that have been around
Yeah.
forever that maybe aren't the biggest hit now, and like
So
you know,
whoever
like
owns the license for the Monkeys is coming after.
That's
yeah, I
stupid.
just don't know. Like
Yeah.
it's hard to know.
And we don't even like monetize.
Oh,
our
get
channel.
this, guys! I didn't even
Stupid.
tell you this. So
Leave
that
us alone.
intro music for my animation for my pinball video, it's royalty free. I purchased that album. It's part of my Sonic Fire Smart Sound.
Yeah, yeah.
It's an
yeah.
application I've
You still
got
got
that you can
dinged.
and I still got dinged. So I had to dispute it and be like, I purchased this. It's royalty free. I have the rights to use it. So I have a license. So I'm waiting on that because it actually got flagged, even though like they're fine as long as it's not monetized, they're fine. But I still got a flag, like a still copyright claim.
geez.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you shitting me? This is royalty free music that I paid for. I literally paid for.
What sucks about that
Is
like
there a
channel-
clause where you have to put like the name of the song in the description or something?
No, you have to when you dispute it, and there's a field for license or whatever where you can write stuff. And I'm like, I bought this. It's off it's this track off this album that I purchased. It's royalty free. Now, granted, that album is no longer available. So the album I bought, you cannot buy right now. But I'm like, this is it. Blah 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 blah.
Who
blah.
claimed it then?
It was
just bots.
the track was labeled properly. So like what was copyrighted, what was flagged, the name of the track was the same one that I have, but the ownership or whatever was different. So I'm guessing
New
that
license holder.
yeah. So I'm just like, so I'm waiting. I haven't heard anything back. This is like 2 or 3 days ago. Whenever I uploaded it,
Also, they dinged you right away.
Like, what if you're?
oh
like
yeah,
a-
it was instant.
if
It
you're
was
an owner,
instant.
how do you-
It's an algorithm.
How do you set up the bots to look for people's channels that have your?
I think
music?
I think
No,
what
Just
you
look
have
at
to do.
all uploads because like we got flagged for the movie that we uploaded. We're not saying what it is.
Yeah,
And that was private unlisted and it still got flagged.
yeah,
Oh,
I think-
they'll as soon as you
So that
upload it
was
to
clearly
YouTube,
a
the
bot.
bots go through it.
Yep.
yeah.
So there's probably just a queue of stuff that
But
like
what I
I'm sure
mean
there's
is
an
like the
algorithm.
bots in the first
Basic
place,
AI.
knowing what to look for, though, is like, how does that even work?
Yeah,
Okay.
You
I used to
created the
think that
music,
I
you
used to
go
think
out
that
and
it
you
had to be
upload-
something. I used to think that it had to just
On it.
match something that was previously uploaded to YouTube, but I'm not entirely sure that
I don't
that's the
think
case
it is.
now.
Yeah.
No, I think the recording houses just go, hey YouTube, here's our collection. If you see it on a movie or on a video,
Well, I think a lot of it has to do. Isn't YouTube partnered with Google?
well, they're owned by Google. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, they have got the entire Google database
Yeah.
to go through. Hey,
True.
like if you go back before that partnership was there, the algorithms weren't the same. So I think a lot of it has to do with that. They have this entire playground they can go through now.
Mm.
But yeah, so I was like, are you shitting me? This is royalty free. You
that
fuckers.
pisses me
How
off.
quick they could flag it like that.
Now,
Wow.
granted, there's no strike against my channel because my channel's not monetized. Like,
Right.
there's no like, it's fine.
The same thing with
But
us.
it seriously pissed me off because I'm like, for the people I don't have an ad blocker up, to see an ad in the first like 10 seconds of my video is gonna piss me off.
Right. And add that like, yeah, it's like you did all this work
You
with
did
your
everything
paid for
With my
licensed,
money, yeah.
licensed stuff. And yeah, all your work that's not monetized, but then someone gets to make money off of it. That's kind of
Yeah.
fucked up.
Until
Yeah.
the dispute's over, which usually takes a week or two. So by then, everyone's already watched.
Yeah,
your
but
video
it's,
and
but it's no longer
over.
fresh. Yeah.
Yeah,
I should.
fuck
I
you.
and the funny thing is that originally I was gonna put some stuff
God.
that was not owned by me. I wanted to use the beginning of "Cry a Little Sister" from Lost Boys. Just the beginning, just
Yeah.
the do do boom 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 boom, boom. Just that heartbeat, like musical intro. That's only like 10 seconds long. That was gonna be. I was gonna use that, and then I was like, nah, I should just pull something that's royalty free because I don't want to risk it. And then this shit happens. It's like, fuck.
You should do Wonka's little whistle when he whistles for a Oompa Loompa.
Actually, I don't want to. I'm gonna spoil it for you, Mark.
No spoilers.
I use that in my videos. Upcoming.
I love the scene in Willy Wonka where he whistles for one of the Oompa Loompas after Mike TV's shrunk, and he tells them to take him to the taffy room, and then he's about to like talk to the mom, but then the Oompa Loompa taps him and goes like this.
Oh no, I won't hold you responsible.
Oh no, I won't hold you responsible.
No, Mark, that whistle. I did use that. I do use that in my upcoming videos you'll see where it is.
Yeah, that's why Wonka is a great movie, because it's like good for little kids. It's great for adults. It's just a great movie overall.
Well, did you recognize the little ending to be continued musical segment?
The music from it?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't remember.
Okay, maybe listen to it again. But I found a really amazing cover for Pure Imagination that's done by a big band jazz club, like a jazz band. So it's a big brass band that did a cover to it, and it's fucking amazing.
Is that what you use in the exit?
Yeah, in the exit.
Yeah.
And I use a different segment in every exit.
I noticed that was the song, but it was clearly a different version of it. So I like that.
Yeah. Yep. I didn't want to pull it from the movie for obvious reasons, but that didn't get flagged.
No. Yeah.
And I ordered some parts from Amazon, but naturally won't be here for another week.
Well, Amazon's taking forever nowadays.
Right.
Depends on what you're ordering and where you are.
Right.
And
yeah,
where
well,
there's shit though.
There's the whole, like, if you're ordering essential items versus what they've deemed non-essential.
I like where it says these items are going to hospitals and not you.
Yeah.
Basically. Like you try to order like hand sanitizer or masks or any of that shit. It all says, sorry, these all have hospital priority and they'll be shipped to them only.
Well, what I don't like is that they've really fucked over the search filter for Prime, because if you check that box for Prime orders only or Prime members, it doesn't filter everything by whether or not it may say free shipping for Prime members, but that doesn't mean that it's actually a Prime thing where you're going to get it in 2 or 3 days.
No, that's over with. You don't
2
get
or 3 days
things
anymore.
Right. Yeah. That is the service you're paying for that you're not getting.
Yeah.
Congratulations, we're not going to give you credit for it.
I know, that's the thing that's you're supposed to get that. Yeah.
You know, Jeff Bezos is still getting paid.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah,
and still not paying taxes either, by the way, for the last 3 years.
Oh, nice.
And we're all paying taxes.
Dick.
I have a
I just did mine. Ouch is all I gotta say.
Yeah, ouch is right. Ouch. Carrie,
thank you, 2019. You can go
for
yourself.
taxes.
Oh,
did you say ouch?
that's why all my sounds have been so loud. I had
my taxes were similar to last year's.
Yeah, mine were
so
worse.
I got equally fucked. Mine did not get worse.
Mine got worse.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I had to adjust for it. It still was worse.
I made the mistake
I don't know
of
why.
declaring all the pools I opened and closed and serviced.
Stupid, worthless.
I jumped my 401k from like 4%
Wait,
to
I can't-
12%. That didn't help.
Sorry, guys. My taxes helped pay for Wonka.
Yeah, I know you scored. You did well last year too.
I
So-
did,
Yeah.
and it's mostly because small business with my stock footage, it benefited.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Next
and
year,
I'm just
maybe not as much, because next year I'm depending on what I make, I may or may not actually claim that. But
I need to make as much as a 2%er so I don't have to pay taxes anymore.
It's just a regular Joe average. Like, I'm a W-2 employee. I have no special, like there's no exciting deductions other than the mortgage of my house, my interest on the mortgage of my house. Like, I don't have any kind of business stuff, nothing. And just as a Joe average W-2 employee.
Jane Average.
Jane Average. Yeah, there you go. Well, it could stand for Josephine.
There you go.
Without having any opportunity to play the system in any way,
Mm-hmm.
I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, that pisses me off.
Because
That
rich
pisses
people
me
cheat.
right off.
Yeah, they can buy a yacht and write the whole thing off. Like,
And say it's a business
exactly.
expense.
Yeah, exactly. It's a
I
business
take my
expense.
business people.
Is this
out
a
on
bad time
business
to talk about
trips.
the yacht I just bought?
Yeah.
No, your pinball is a business, Jim. You got to use that for your clients. For
I like
Hot
Crafty
footage.
talking about like writing off grinkers and stuff. I'm like,
Oh, I know, fucker. Although I love him, and I'm glad that he's able.
I
to
do
that.
too.
All you got to do is
Or
sponsor.
whatever it takes.
He's a sponsor, so he can write
Yep.
it off.
Oh, that's
Yep,
great.
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, and I say fucker in the most loving way.
He is
Although,
the
maybe not.
best fucker
He
I
needs to
know.
come.
Wait a second.
Yeah, he needs. Yeah, exactly. Right. No, he needs to come on the show and defend himself.
There you go.
There we go.
Crafty
You
is
hear
the
us, Crafty?
sexiest
You hear us,
fucker I-
Crafty?
wait.
Yeah.
You fucker, get on here.
Fucker. Yeah.
He is
Otherwise,
such
you're
a
going
good
down
fucker.
straight.
Oh man,
Crafty could do movie night with us too.
he damn well should. And Sam and
he's allowed to bring the wife.
And Adam.
I know.
Come
That's
on,
just
she
it. I think
blends
he
in.
likes.
She blends in with us.
I think he likes spending time with Beth too much. That's a
Oh.
problem.
Which is too damn cute, fucker.
Right? And we can't compete.
He loves
But-
her.
They're awesome.
Gak
They
too.
are
Him and
awesome.
Lisa,
They're
as much as he likes to.
Why isn't Gak
yeah.
here tonight again? That's 2 nights in a row.
Yeah,
He
some
because
failed
he's
on
playing
games
card
with
with
his
his
kids.
He's teaching his kids how to count the cards.
No, because his boys like to play poker. They actually joined. Seth has been playing poker
Yeah,
with us.
We're losing
with
Gak
Dave.
to
Yeah.
gambling.
So
the dark
Gak's
side.
not
Damn you,
losing.
Dave.
Gak's either breaking even, winning $20, or losing 40 because his son's playing with us now.
Right? Yeah.
Hmm.
Exactly. Hey,
And
Carrie,
Luke
No
wants to play too.
Dave, no Gak.
Well, yeah, Dave
Yeah,
didn't
that's
comment
true.
after I'm like, you've been playing too much poker.
Dave
Yeah,
didn't
he
show up
didn't.
either. You're right.
He posted that he wasn't going to show up tonight because
He was too tired.
from.
But he wants to
poker.
play poker 4 nights a week, so
Poker.
it's like
In all fairness, he is working.
Play poker
all this
Wednesday.
shit, so-
Fuck.
Most of us are
well,
working.
shit.
Right? I'm
Usually
gonna
he
work
likes
tomorrow.
he
Yeah,
likes
but
to play
yeah,
on
he's
he likes to
doing-
play
I
on
have
Wednesdays
day
and
off still.
Saturdays.
Yeah. I have a meeting first thing in the morning.
Dave likes to play
Hey,
poker
yeah.
on it was Wednesdays and Saturdays, but then I'll get a text on Friday. Hey, impromptu poker game. Hey, poker. Jim, we
Yeah.
miss you. He misses me because he wants a soundboard.
Yeah, and he also
And your
wants
$20.
to take your money. Yeah.
Oh, well, I break even pretty often, so I feel good about that.
Oldest
But
tricks
like,
in the book.
yeah.
You invite the guy that usually loses, and you clicked on him.
I don't lose as much as some people.
And that's
yeah.
why I'm never going to play poker with him because I suck at that.
You know
game.
what though?
Yeah.
Like it amazes me that he does that like 3 or 4 times a week because he doesn't win as much as you think. But if you take like first or second place once in a given week, then you're probably okay. But you get about 6 or 7 people playing, so they usually pay out the top 3. Third place gets their money back, basically.
Money back, yeah.
So I'm usually shooting for third. But yeah, Dave's always like, "We miss you," and I'm like, "You fucker, you just want me to entertain you guys with the soundboard." Yeah.
Does
It's
he
a good
bring
time.
the-
I have fun, but I can't do that shit 3 or 4 times a week. I've like, granted, yeah, we're in the quarantine, but I have all kinds of shit that I can be getting done. I
You
have
got
things to
Wonka
do.
videos to edit.
Yeah, I'm
It's good for another
definitely
month.
just as busy, if not busier, during the quarantine. Like
Yeah.
all the people who were like, "Oh, I've watched Netflix
Yeah.
now." Like, yep, no, I haven't caught up on Netflix.
best is-
like,
the
I'm
best
not
is when
ready to move
Jul-
on.
The best is when Julie is giving him shit. You're playing cards again down
Oh,
here.
no.
Oh, that's awesome.
So Andrew, I'm playing a game that on PlayStation that I know you wanted to play the Spider-Man, but I have a
Yeah.
new game that's really good that I think you'd like a lot because it sort of reminds me of the Fallout type games.
Mhm.
It's a little bit like that. It's called Horizon Zero Dawn. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of it. Yeah, I haven't played it.
It's the one where you take down the giant dinosaur robots with different traps and things. Oh my god, it's so addicting, so fun. So if you like the Fallout type
PS4.
games, PS4 exclusive, but it's such a beautiful game and so
Fucking hate
good.
exclusives.
I know, and it's gonna stay that way probably on
Yeah.
that one. But no, it's
I thought Spider-Man would open up, but it hasn't.
no, it's exclusive. That company is always exclusive
Yeah.
to Sony over the years, always. But anyway, that's the game that's been sucking all my time away. It's so fun.
You're not playing Animal Crossing?
No, my daughter's playing that like crazy still. She keeps redesigning her house and her garden and her
The whole island. And...
yeah. She collects the bells and sells the bells.
You know who's fucking obsessed with that game?
Oh.
Gleek.
Oh, is he playing Animal Crossing a
That's
lot?
awesome.
Do you have him come over and visit?
Yeah. I've had him over once or twice, and I've been over to his place once or twice, and oh my god.
Does he have a lot of stuff? Does he cheat and time travel?
I don't know. I think he said he wasn't.
Yeah.
No, he's not. I know. I have him on Facebook and a few other friends. No, he's not time traveling, but he is consistently on there.
He's always on there. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. I don't have a Nintendo Switch. I'm trying to get one, but I'm not trying to pay.
They're actually out right now because of that
for it.
game. That game's made the systems scarce.
Yeah.
They're hard to get.
What game?
Oh,
Animal
it's not just the
Animal
game.
Crossing
The
has made the
quarantine
systems
too.
It's that
probably
and
part of
the
it.
quarantine.
So,
Yeah, but
It's just
I'm
that it
not
came
gonna
out right
pay-
before.
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm not paying $700.
No, don't.
No, God, no.
It's the
No.
game is not. No, it's not worth it.
$700 is like a down
Are you talking about
payment on
the scalper
crazy.
prices? Is that what those are?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, is that what people are selling it for? The scalpers? Oh,
Zaxxons are going for $700 now.
Retail is $299.
Yeah,
Don't
the
pay a penny more than
Exactly.
that.
The security
That's
deposit, like 700 is about average up here.
Yeah, do not pay more than retail for it. The game
Shit,
is
I
not
need to
that
sell all
cool.
12 of those. I have in my storage unit right now.
You have some. You need to take them out
No.
and sell them because the cheapest. you can
Oh
get
yeah,
it
I
now-
got 12
It's
Zaxxons and
500.
12 Karate Champs just waiting.
Oh.
I don't know what game you guys are talking about. I asked what game it was, so I just assumed it
Animal
was
Crossing.
Zaxxon.
No,
Oh,
just,
Animal Crossing.
no,
The-
this
the arcade
sells
game.
for
Yeah.
$19.
can you imagine? That'd be a funny joke. Have
It's a
Animal
4-player
Crossing
arcade
arcade
main
cabinet.
Yeah.
It's so
Mark,
not
we
the
all
point.
know you. We all know you've converted yet
Dave
another
and Buster's
cab,
will eat that shit. Mock,
Animal
build it.
Crossing.
Dave and Buster's will buy it.
Because Animal Crossing is like takes hours and hours and I mean days and months of like
Wait,
of your time.
Wait, I thought it.
So no way you could have
Animal
an
Crossing is a
arcade cabinet for
PC
that.
game, though. Why?
No,
It's
it's
always
not.
Nintendo
No.
game. It's
It's a-
Nintendo
it's
exclusive.
Nintendo.
Only
It's a
up on
Nintendo console.
Created by them. Yeah.
$700 for a Nintendo game?
No. These are scalpers
The
who are
co-
so they're
console.
yeah.
Oh, like
these are
experience
dickheads.
points and shit.
No, none of that stuff. All right, so
Yeah.
just slow down. So the retail for the Switch is $299. People are scalping them for like $700 right now because
You can't
everyone
get
wants
them
to
right now.
play Animal Crossing
And they're completely sold out through
because
Target.
you can't get them on retail. 'Cause they're
Yeah.
So it's just
Walmart.
scalpers reselling for more than double the price of the comp. No, exactly. The jerk off
Exactly.
motion is exactly the right motion.
Yeah, my daughter wanted to like a couple months ago wanted to buy a Switch and couldn't because they're sold out everywhere.
Buy
But
The Sims for the PC.
she
and
could
you'll
get
be
the
fine.
Switch Lite though, so she got a Switch Lite instead.
It's not the same.
So
Oh.
she just plays that. Yeah.
So you're
That's
dealing
the
with
Just
people
handheld
instead of
only,
animals.
yeah.
Well, the Switch Lite
It's a
is like
it's a fucking
100
simulator.
It's just Sims basically. It's exactly right. It's
With
just
animals.
Like,
Take that,
It's
Seabart.
Oh, just play
$19
Minecraft. It's freaking
game.
easy.
Like,
One
the-
price done. We already have the
Nice.
computer. Fuck's sakes.
Play Minecraft.
Fair enough.
Nice.
I've played. You can ask Nightfire in chat. I've played more Minecraft the past.
Well, that's your
almost
game.
No,
3
well,
months.
that I believe.
Yeah, that's your
Yeah.
game. I mean, everybody has their game. Like I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
You know what the
I'm
funny
just
thing with
playing
this
Animal
quarantine?
Crossing. You're playing.
You know what's funny
Minecraft.
about the
That's
quarantine
fine.
is that I thought I'd be playing Street Fighter like 24/7. I haven't played Street Fighter for like 3 months
Yeah,
because actually I blame it's Wonka. That's what it
it's
is.
Wonka's fault.
Yes, it is.
Fuck
Hey,
you,
know,
Wonka.
I miss playing my pinball machine.
I do have a question to ask you. Jizzle. Hey, what's your high score on your Wonka pinball?
Oh, I suck ass at Wonka.
Oh, come on.
I
You
score.
got-
Carrie's
Come on.
got my, Carrie's Carrie has the best score, and she doesn't even own the game. Those when we played it at Blainbrook, she got like 3 million, and my best score is like 2.3 million.
Oh,
So you still haven't beat Carrie yet.
Oh, well, Carrie was on a league.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. I was on
basically pro.
You're waiting
back in the
for
old
that, weren't
days.
you?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
And I was so
fun.
good that they kicked me off. They were like,
I
"Oh,
actually,
no.
What do you mean
I
they
wanna
kicked
get
you
We're
off?
tired of you."
my cousin, she's what is she, 25, 26, a bit younger than me. She was on a league too. Well, Carrie, I've talked about this place. It's a local place called Tilt. It's a pinball bar. They have like 30, 40 pins. It's a good sized place, and she frequents that place. And she was telling me when I was talking about getting Wonka, this is a long time ago, she was like, "Oh, that's my favorite game right now." And I just got to Wonka's Office, which is a mode I haven't even got to yet. But I want to have her over so she can show me some stuff, because I'm terrible at this game. Like I'll play like 10. I'll play like 10 games, and I'm lucky if I clear 1 million points, like on so on a good night, 1 to 2 million points. But I'm always trying to learn. Like I was telling these guys earlier that I played one game before the show, and it always happens. It happens to be a good game because I just want to play one game before the show. It's like 5-10 minutes before the show, and I did well, but not so much for the points. But I learned a bunch of stuff in the process. I learned like with modes, like what you need to do. This is like it was a revelation. It's like, oh, so this is what I need to do. This is where I need to shoot the ball. This is what I need to do to accomplish this. And so it's fun. I mean, I like that Wonka's a very approachable game, but it's also very deep. There's I looked at the rules, I read some stuff, and I'm like, holy fuck, this game is actually it takes a lot. I don't know if anyone, you can Google it, but I don't know if anyone that's reached the end. So like I know what I need to do, but that's part of the learning process, and that's fun. I don't want a game that's super simple and one-dimensional and easy.
No, not
Not
at
for
all.
at home. Not if I'm only going to have one pin.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask, if the different mods that you have make it so it's harder to get a higher score, or if it's easier to get a higher score. No,
neither.
Okay.
Neither. They enhance the experience, but nothing. The only thing that I could do to make the game easier is actually something that's included with the game. They include 2 posts that you can screw into the left side drain that make it harder for the ball to drain to the left side. If you look on the play field, there's a little rubber cover, and then there's also a second one, and they include a post that you can screw into either one. And if you do it like the first one up, like from the left drain, it's a little bit easier because it'll block the ball a little bit more. If you do the second one up, it's a lot harder for that ball to drain. And that left side is the easiest spot to drain the ball. And I haven't put that in because I wanted to stay as close to what it would be on location. And
Factory settings,
and I like it being difficult. Like, okay. And it's forced me to try to get good with nudging.
you're a better player.
Like I'm trying to learn some ins and outs. I was telling Carrie this the other night. I'm like, I actually feel like I'm accomplishing something if I make the game give me the tilt warning, because I know that I shook the game enough that I'm doing something to change the trajectory of this ball. Now, if you do it twice, then it tilts, but I haven't tilted it yet, but I'm trying to get good with that. I'm getting better with like passing the ball between flippers and stuff. Like I'm trying to learn. It's forcing me to learn things owning a pin. Whereas the one thing I remember Mock and Keith showing me was like, if the ball comes down, if you want to pass it easily to one flipper to the next, just keep both flippers up and the ball will jump
and send over. But is it a Passover or?
But I'm trying to learn stuff like that, and that's what's been fun about owning a pin, is that I can try all this stuff without like worrying about how much time is invested, where if I'm at someone's place or if I'm at an arcade, I'm not going to fuck around with that stuff. So it's given me an excuse to try to become a better, basic
Pin
skills.
player.
Yeah, pin player.
Those are all real. I don't own
Techniques.
a pin, and I know my only frustrations in playing it, where I slap it with my hip, kind of like in, and then when the ball starts coming down, I hit both of the switches on the side, but I don't know certain techniques of it.
Yeah,
Keith's got one technique that's like the Keith technique, I call it, that I've seen him do countless times, where if the ball looks like it's going to drain right down the center, he'll go boom, boom. He'll go left, right, or right, left, like real quick.
Oh, really? I
know,
just hit
like
both
this. Yeah.
evenly. I hit both.
That doesn't work. You got to do slight one ahead of the other one.
Just offset a little bit.
And you also will shake it
with
to
the
try
nudge.
to throw it off.
Yeah, you got to do it. Yeah, because if it's going straight down the middle, you got to nudge it to one side. And you just turn like.
It reminds me an awful lot of when I was big into foosball. I was a big foosball player, and when you're goalie, if you're playing doubles, and you're goalie, and it's kind of the same technique where you've got the either the 2 or the 3 man, depending on what kind of table you're playing on, and then you've got the goalie, whether it's single or triple, and you're moving them when you're getting ready for defense, when someone's in a scoring position and you're getting ready, you offset them in a similar sense. You offset them a little bit so that you lower the chances. You shrink the gap that there is between them to prevent that ball from getting through. And it's kind of the same thing with those flippers. So I'm trying to learn, but it's been fun.
Yeah.
It's fun because like I feel like, oh shit, I've never done that before, or I just learned that if I do this, it'll happen this way. So tiny little goals like that get me excited.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's a guy to please. Don't tell Kerry that.
How about the technique where you let the ball, only certain situations, but you let the ball just bounce off your flipper and you don't flip. Just let it hit the flipper, let it bounce, and then you catch it with the other one and just let it cradle it. So yeah, it just hits, catch. Yeah. So that's another
it's weird because like I'll study the flipper, like I'll look at the flipper and be like, I watch the ball real closely and and time it so that I can and then see where it hits.
Well, that's why cradle shots you can do that, because when it comes down, if you're in play, that ball is coming down at different speeds, so that throws all that off as far as like where you should do it. But if it's cradled, it's always going to be the same speed usually. So cradled, bam. So that way you can start practicing good shots.
Different speeds and sometimes with a different spin on it too, because the balls do get a spin to them.
Especially if they're cruising through.
The most difficult shot with Wonka is hitting the saucer shot off the main flippers, like because that's also a skill shot. Because the saucer, which basically does everything, it changes the modes.
What's the saucer? I don't know what that is.
So where the Wonka vision is, it's on the right side. So there's 2 lanes on the right side.
Yeah.
There's the left loop and then there's the right. And if you hit the right one, it'll go right into the saucer. You can also skill shot it off the shooter lane. So the ball drops into there, and that's what triggers a new mode, or it adds an extra ball, or it does that's what changes everything.
Yeah.
And it's really difficult. That's to me the most difficult shot to get off the left flipper, because if you hit it early, you'll get the inner lane. If you hit it too late, it'll bounce off something, and if you go really late, you'll hit the right ramp, which is to me also the most difficult ramp to hit. And so if I'm watching that flipper, if I'm watching the ball, I usually try to go just as like the ball is flush with the end of the flipper, and that will hit that ramp. If I go a little bit beyond that, or that'll hit the saucer. If I hit a little bit beyond that, it'll hit the right ramp. And if you go too much, it'll bounce off something. So it's like learning. That
Your
tiny.
machine will be different than other people's machines too.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Because like mine, I like mine where it's at. It's at 6.7 degrees, almost spot on. And if I out of the box, Jersey Jack recommends 6.5. Some people on the forums like 7 because it plays faster. But for me, I'm like in that happy medium. Yeah, but yeah, it is what it is, and the slingshots scare me to death because that left side is so terrible. The right isn't great either, but it's a tighter gap.
Yeah.
So
Slingshots
and you
are
can
always
nudge it
kinda
a little
scary.
bit. Yeah.
Let's all get Wonkas and compare.
Actually, I want you guys to come over here when this pandemic's over.
That's right. Minnesota Hangout.
Yeah, we're
Right.
doing it.
I don't want to sleep in the bunk bed.
Balcony.
I'm not sleeping on
I'll
the
take
floor
the
again.
balcony. I'm used to that weather.
Actually, I have one of the best couches. Like I can sleep and stretch my legs out. Like I'm 6'1". Andrew wouldn't be able to do this, but I'm 6'1". I can like extend my legs all the way on my couch and not
That's a
have
big
them like
fucking
hang off the
couch.
edge. It's a
Th-
long.
This one here, I have to go in the fetal position when I have my day naps.
Oh, see, Bart, this is a palace compared to that. Yeah.
It's a palace for me too. I'm 5'1", so it would be like a full size.
I once dated a girl that was 4'10.5". So yeah.
You get no sense of how tall people are when you're talking to them online. So I wouldn't have guessed you at being 5'1".
Jim's taller than he looks.
My personality is very large.
Yeah, that's true.
Andrew's shorter than he looks. No, he's not.
Basically.
Exactly. Your personality definitely makes up for it. Like, oh my goodness.
Yes.
She's like 5'10".
No, right?
No
I'm
penis.
I'm 5'1.5", and I have to fight for the half.
Hey, yeah, don't forget that half. That half is
lifts,
important.
I remember my mom was 5'5.5", and she would fight for her half.
Just saying.
We're
I'll
lifting
tell
to
you, it's
squeeze out
never just
another
5'6",
inch or
it's
so.
5'6 and a half.
Yeah, yeah.
Andrew, what's your best score on Penthouse Photo Hunt?
Oh Jesus, I haven't been keeping track of my scores on that. I have to boot it up to find out what's
You
on
have
there.
to get into the habit of playing that.
Yeah, I mean it's literally right there.
But you're
I
not
was
here.
gonna say, I love how you're doing
I am actually in the
that.
garage.
It's like legitimately.
I'm legitimately in the garage.
Oh,
Wait,
nice. But with your
off your
background.
background.
Not with this background.
Yeah, right.
No,
okay.
I know that's
That's
not
a mind
background
fucker.
when you move.
But I'm in the, I'm
Right.
actually in the
Faded
garage. Yeah.
Is
Not
it
saying-
really good?
I would be
Andrew's-
getting yelled at like Mock and Dave if I were in the
Yeah.
house. So
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, Mock with his
gosh.
bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do-
That's why I
have to
don't
do-
have a bell.
I have to do the movie nights in the house though, because that's where the
Yeah,
good computer is. But
cannot
Oh,
start an arcade hangout without that bell.
So Necros posted that Horizon Zero Dawn is coming to Steam in the summer.
oh, sweet,
So I'll let you know. But
Yeah.
it's definitely worth playing. I highly, highly recommend it.
nice.
Yeah.
Ooh, strong marks.
Well, maybe if we can get a gaming night back.
So that's a single player game.
We're too
Yeah,
busy
I
with
do
movie
have
nights.
Killer Queen.
I
That's
do
right.
want-
$10.
Orange Whip.
No, we'll play
one of
it
our
again,
founding
Jim.
fathers has been doing a
No, it's
shitload
all
of
right.
Left 4
We'll
Dead
definitely
You
on
guys
Friday.
have all the experience on me, anyways.
Well, you can
You'll
play
get
it.
it
Play
fast.
it. Yeah, it's.
You'll
I'll
get
just
it.
I'll
get
play
it.
my tutorials and
It's
feel
all
good
right,
about
Carrie-
myself.
Carrie might be taking you out because she is.
Ha!
the killer.
Yeah, no, not so much. That's it. That'll be the discouraging part where it's like, oh yeah, I've played
She's
this
a
a few
killer
times, and then he'll
queen.
immediately like slaughter me. That's what happens on some of my games. Where I'm like, oh, I'm getting really good at this, and then Jim will come for like 2 days, and he'll play like
Let's
5
see.
games, and then wipe out.
Okay.
Took me like 40 games to try to get to.
Let's see.
Like,
Get that level.
Let me
That would
contradict you here. Let's see.
in.
Twilight Zone, Lord of the Rings.
yeah. So pinball doesn't count because there's a lot of
Because she's
chance
on the
involved.
league.
No, because there's a lot of chance involved. Gapless.
What the hell?
Let's
is
just throw out
that?
Gapless.
What does that mean?
I worked my ass off on Gapless.
I thought
And it's
he-
like
Sorry.
Shadow Dancer. It's another one where I was like, I was
I
playing
don't
it a
know
bunch.
if I have the better score on that.
Yeah. Well, you gotten farther on Shadow Dancer because we don't play for points. It's about getting farther. Gapless, you fucking killed me though. because I was working on gapless, and it
That was
like,
because me and Gino were playing. That
witnessing
otherwise
a
I
lovers'
wouldn't have
quarrel?
that score.
I don't even think it was that.
Like it's getting awkward in here.
Wait,
Mom, Dad,
all the vector
fighting.
games you've got me beat.
You're no.
Well, yeah, because you never play them when you're over here. That's why. Because
I played Black Widow.
Oh, that's true. And I do beat your ass. I do kick your ass on Black Widow. Oh my! So Arcade Talk, one of my Black Widow boards died again.
No.
Yeah.
That's
I was, and I hadn't played, and it's like the way it always fucking goes, where I haven't actually, I don't turn on that bank of games that often, but now, but I've been turning on a little bit more, and so I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna play Black Widow. So walk over. The graphics are all fucking glitched. I have 2 boards. It's the exact same thing that it was doing before, so I'm going to send it back. I'd gotten it fixed. I put the other board in. I actually haven't even put the games back in the row because I was trying to figure something out on my.
So you have a backup Black Widow?
Yeah, I have 2. Yeah, exactly. Well, what happened actually was I bought the other Black Widow board because. A couple of years ago, because I was having graphics glitches, and I'm like, okay, fuck it. I've tried doing all this troubleshooting. I'm just gonna get another board, and so I got another board, and I had graphics glitches, and I'm like, oh, so it's not the board, it's the cabinet. So I did troubleshooting for every fucking thing on that cabinet, and then I discovered I had 2 working boards that had the exact same.
Yeah, what are the odds of that happening?
Right, and that's that was
so the both boards had the same exact problem.
Yeah, they actually didn't have the exact same problem, but they had the exact same symptom. So they looked. So what?
Gonorrhea.
Pretty
how's
much.
that for a mind scrambler?
Yeah, I know. It was. I was like, and I even posted on Clov. I had put a Clov thread like, it's not the boards. Whatever it is, it's not the boards, because I have 2 working boards.
And of course, no one's gonna read that.
Right.
Well, no, they did, and so I was getting lots of feedback. But the bottom line is, it sounds like it was probably the boards. But just my really shitty luck was that I got 2 boards sold to me as working, which I think they probably did. But then they had these, it ended up, because they would work for a while and then they wouldn't work. And I actually wonder if my cabinet's fucking them up. So I put the other board in. It looks fine. So I need to play it and kind of have it power up for a while. And because I had it fixed by a local guy who does awesome work, Andy's Arcade. So Andy Welburn, and he was awesome. And although they looked the same, they were different issues that were causing them. So I'm going to send him back. Definitely the one I'm going to give a little bit of time before to give a chance for my other board to fuck up, because then that might speak to, is there something in my cabinet that's breaking these boards essentially, or is it just luck of the draw?
Bizarre, because I know that we've looked at the power.
I was gonna say, is it a power supply thing? That's
I like everything.
That gremlin forever. I mean, you repinned the harness and all that, didn't you?
Yeah, I repinned the entire harness. Yeah. Like everything.
Voltage is good.
I swapped out power supplies. I swapped out AR2s. Like I did everything.
Which is why I'm so eager to get a vector game.
I swapped monitors, like everything to eliminate. And it was like, okay, is it grounding? Is it coin door? Like what is it? And it never has the problem when it was Gravatar, because it's a Gravatar. I take it to CAX as Gravatar. But yeah, so I might just be luck of the draw with the board. But yeah, so the board fucked up, and I'm like, God damn it. One day I want to go play Black Widow, of course. But anyway, yeah, I do pretty well in Black Widow, even though I don't play it nearly as much as I would if my fucking game worked.
And you're good at elevator action?
Yeah, but that's another great example.
You beat me. Since then.
Nope, I have not. I've not beat that good score that you got.
How many buildings can you finish in that?
No, I've only
2.
I've 2. No, I haven't finished 2. I've not done 2.
Yeah, you have.
No.
Yeah, because you've gone into because you've beat me at the 3rd level. No, because you've totally beat me. Yeah, you've gone past the 2nd level.
3rd. No, I haven't.
Yeah, you have. Well, you beat my score.
Terry, Night Flyer is asking, is that the original Big Blue, the big cap in your cab?
No, I've changed that too.
Okay.
Take that, Night Flyer.
Look, I know.
Night
Fucking,
Flyer.
like,
Change
yeah,
the
no,
shit.
like that was, yeah. I
The
got
only
rid-
thing that's the same is the wood in the cabinet.
Yeah, and literally, I've swapped out like the whole power supply. Like I've took the whole because I have I had to,
AR2.
yeah, I've swapped out the AR2.
The wood
like,
is
everything.
good. Wait. No?
Yeah, it's like it's so frustrating. Yeah, but I feel fortunate that I have, I'm able to, like, I have the ARs that I can swap out. Like I'm able to do that. But that's where I was like, okay, as far as I can tell, I've changed everything in this game.
We spent a
What's
shit
causing-
ton. Like 4 visits that I was out there. We spent working on that.
And I repinned
the whole fucking
twice.
edge connect.
Because the first set of
the
first set of pins I got were
were shit.
Were absolute shit, and they wouldn't stay in the edge connector. So I repinned the fucking thing again. I'm really good at
That's right,
repinning
Brian. I
things.
like the wood.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
It's sexy.
Mock's pussy left him.
She repinned. Yeah, because you got those bad pins,
but
and you got the gold ones, and then
yeah, I got spent like a
that.
ton of money
He's
to
got
get really good
scared.
pins, and then they were shit. I don't even want to say where from because it's a beloved source, but they were bad.
They were terrible. They were so bad because I was like, "Are we doing this wrong?
Right,
are we
like I
crimping
thought I was
this wrong?" Remember that?
I started doing it. I'm like, I must be doing something wrong. Like clearly, I don't know what I'm doing. And then I think I had you do it, and because I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And you were like,
the
nope.
first 2, I'm like, "No, this is fine," and then the third one, I'm like, "Nope, this is fucked up."
Yeah, and it's like, okay, is it vindication because I don't totally suck at doing this? Like
we've got good we've got the same exact ratcheting tool, locks into place, like it's perfect. And this thing, like you'd crimp it down, and I was like, something's off, and the wire would just pull out. Like it was not working
Because
right.
It's just cheaply made, and that's how some of
It was very cheap because I've worked,
and they were it was super expensive too. It was more expensive than the one that worked, and with the gold plating and all that kind of stuff.
I
And
can't
then I got
remember.
a cheaper
Did we
set, and it was
decide that was it the pins or was the plastic?
Yeah,
housing?
and so I think somebody else ended up. In fact, was it Sean who ended up? Somebody else on Clav did mention about.
I think you're right. I think it was Sean. I think it was the housing maybe. Is the housing or
maybe.
those the pin? No, it was the pin because we couldn't get it to lock in because it didn't have the same fins. That's
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so I got a cheaper set, and then it was fine. But anyway, so I repinned. Yeah, I repinned because I'm like, oh, it's got to be the wiring. I'll redo the whole 2 fucking edge connectors.
So you said you don't have this problem with the Gravitar board at all. The Gravitar looks fine; it doesn't glitch out.
Right.
Maybe get the Vector Labs for it so that you could run Black Widow on it that way.
Oh, we had this conversation, Gino.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
That sounds like fighting words.
No,
I forgot what it was.
She's got 2 $400 boards.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like I've invested $600 or whatever it is into boards at this point.
Yeah.
Like, am I going to just throw those out the window? Like, sell them for $100 each because they don't work. Like it doesn't
get them working and then sell them.
I know, right? Before my board has a chance to fuck it up. But yeah, it's like, I don't want to, like, it just seems ridiculous to have spent so much money on boards.
Plus you've got the 2 different control panels too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I contacted him, and that's right. There was an issue with that. That it was I forgot what it was because I contacted him, and it's not made to run what I wanted to do on it, to do with like the original or something like that. I don't know. It's been so many years now that but I've been through that. Like I think I even emailed you about that. Like nope, and here's why. But it's been like 2 or 3 years now.
Mock, how do we look on your big screen?
Ongoing.
Now I'm watching you guys up here.
I know, because it's so fascinating. But anyway, so Black Widow. But yeah, no, Jim, your score is still better on elevator action than me coming in and playing.
Necros
I know it is preposterous.
Necros has 2,902 points.
You got to come in and just like biff it, like But
neither of us. You got my Wonka score, so
I don't think That's true. I don't think that either. But it's pinball, and pinball to me doesn't count because there's just so much chance
You
involved with pinball.
consistently do better at pinball than I do. What pin do I have a better score than you do? Name one.
No, that's true. But there's just a lot of luck involved with pinball. No, but it's true. There's just a lot of luck. Like there's that. I think video games.
Luck might be one or two
more
pins, but you've got every pin on me.
Well,
what do you say to that?
All
Carrie
four of
almost
them.
What do you
won
say
our
to
pin
that?
tournament, so
Yeah.
beat Keith.
Yeah,
I know.
don't give me that.
I kick Keith's
There's a lot of
ass.
luck, Carrie, with vids. There's a lot of luck with vids.
Yeah, I don't
what do you
think
say to
so,
that
because
argument?
you don't have the random factor of real life. You just have the electronic version. Other than if depending on what the
If okay, can I take a poll here? If Carrie's got the best score on every pin that I've ever played against her, and I've got most of the best scores of vids, not all of them, on her. What's the difference?
Of my vids.
She's better at pinball machines. You're better at video games.
So
but you're better at all of your vids than I am.
Well, because
I'm not better at all of my vids than you are on mine.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the difference. Like I can play and practice and try to get really good and spend a whole bunch of time, and you play like 5 games and you're like, oh yeah, I got, and it's like, whoa. That's the part that's frustrating, to be like it's like the kid who studies super duper hard.
I can't be a reactor as much as I play on that.
And the person who's like, oh yeah, no, I didn't study, and they get an A. I mean, that's the different. That's the way it feels, because it's right, like exactly like that with a lot of high school. Like I did okay, I did pretty well in high school, but I didn't get straight A's, and I didn't have easy A's. I worked my ass off to get A's and B's, and
Jim,
there were
would it be
kids.
safe to say you didn't study, Jim?
I can't beat Forgotten World,
Spicoli'd
Reactor, iRobot.
You might be able to beat iRobot. I haven't played it in I don't know how many years because it's been broken.
That's a very good
Mr.
question
Hand.
that I would like to ask you, Carrie. Is one about your
Baby Pack, you got me beat.
iRobot, but I'll save that for.
Okay, my iRobot's been broken for longer than I've owned it.
I would challenge you.
Longer than it's not been broken.
Exactly.
I could challenge you. I will make a list of games that you beat me at, because they keep coming to me. Baby Pac-Man's another one.
I know, but is this the idea that the games that I own that I can play all the time, that I'll play lots of games of?
I think we should settle this at Grinkers.
That are in her home
right. I mean, that's the difference. Like,
Grinkers battle.
I expect you to beat me at all of the games that you own, because you get to play them all the time. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm only playing a few games.
Exactly.
But when I'm playing lots of games and you come in and play a few of them and beat me, then it's like, shit. And actually,
we don't count Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I totally don't count Mortal Kombat. Don't count Karate Champ. Like there are some that I'm just like, oh no, those are your clacks. Like
those are my babies.
Those are your babies. Like I don't even count those. But actually, a good example, and I hope that I'm wrong. And I know RK Jason probably doesn't ever watch our show, but I was like, I'm all into War of the Worlds now. I'm like fucking loving War of the Worlds.
Oh, I love
and
that
so I'm
game.
like, oh, is there some sort of like strategy or something? So I find like one of the few gameplay videos is Arcade Jason, who picks up a War of the Worlds. He's like, this is my pickup, and then he jumps on. He's like, oh, this is a pretty easy game. Oh, this is so simple and so easy. Oh, this is boring. And I'm like, and he fucking wipes my score like completely off. Like I'm not even close to being able to touch that. Right, that's kind of what it looks like. I'm like, you fucker. I want to actually. I need to write him.
Sausage fingers.
Yeah, I need to write RK Jason and be like, dude, please tell me that was not the first time you ever played, like your first game or two of War of the Worlds, because I've been working my ass off and I can't get to half of where you are, and you're like, well, it's just boring. It's such a simple game.
Carrie, I promise you, it wasn't his first time. I swear.
Okay, good. All right.
Most of the people that are doing videos or have the game in their house get enough balls, because that's what Okay, just.
But he said he just picked it up, so I'll have to ask him.
Okay, that's some bullshit. No, okay.
I'm gonna call him on that. I'm gonna put that in his YouTube channel.
So it was the first time he ever played in his life, and he just got that high score. Okay, there you go. He made a video absolutely out of nowhere. Okay, I give it to him. Go ahead.
Right, exactly. I'm gonna give him shit.
No. Yeah.
I mean, he didn't say it was his first time, but he did kind of act like, okay, he's like, like he's firing it up and like, oh,
you know what, Arcade Jason,
I
you
just got
smell.
this game. This is the first time I ever played it. Let me plug it in. Oh, it's working. Boom. We got this high score. No.
Yeah. You're right. I'm gonna like call him out. Although he didn't say it was his first game, but it definitely made it sound like he was like, oh, let's check out what this game's about.
Give me a
I
break,
like
man. We got
Asteroids
fucking
Black and
Space
White.
Invaders
Fuck
in here. That
color.
shit's for retards.
No,
Oh, fuck.
absolutely not. Carrie,
Jeez, we're pissing
I have
everybody off.
something I wanted
Oh,
to ask
we are the piss
Yes.
off hangout right now.
Yeah.
Fuck everyone. You all smell.
Arcades are dumb.
Yes, Gabby.
Friends with the urinator, aren't you?
Maybe I should ask you another day, but I was trying to ask you a question earlier, Carrie, about your Cinematronics multi-board.
Yeah.
But look at Andrew.
I have to go to bed. I have to go to bed like
I know. I gotta go to bed too.
half an hour ago. I had to go to bed.
Let's go to bed.
I can't start a new topic. I'm sorry. I got to shut it down.
Yeah, let's
I'm
set
so
it down.
sorry.
I agree. I'm tired.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, time for bedtime.
It's suspense.
I'm so sorry.
It's
It's like it's a
suspense.
whole brand new topic. It's
love
like,
you, Carrie.
no, I
I will
can't.
ask
I really
you.
can't.
Next time.
As they say
It's a
in
deal.
Italy,
We got it.
hasta la
Questions for
pasta.
you.
Nice. What about Cinepatronics? What about iRobot? I'm down with that.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. We'll talk. The boys, we're just going to mute them. Perfect.
Yeah.
You guys can hang out and keep chatting. I'm going to bed.
Me too.
So YouTube
Tired.
stream going down. Jimbo, take us out of here, please. Mock, you want to say goodbye?
Bye.
Oh, God.
Thanks for
Carrie's
joining.